this is a lesson I've learned, guys. Very, very important lesson coming out of front row was understanding that once you acquire a card, it's your card, right? And I've said this before. You don't have to sell it. If the price is not right, don't feel FOMO, fear of missing out of that transaction. Because sometimes it's a bad transaction for you, right? I have had bad transaction that comes to my way, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense at all. Why am I doing this? And I turn it down. It's okay to turn down transaction because you just don't feel right about it. That goes back to that intuition.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the TCG Table Podcast. I am your host, Alan Lee, aka Pokemon Hero. Today with me, I have
NurseJoy's Kristen, NurseJoyvibes. I am the behind-the-scene person. You normally don't see me much, but I am here today in front of the camera.
So, we have reached 10 episodes. Quite a feature. So first of all, we want to thank you everyone who has supported us since the first episode all the way up until the last episode, or even if you're just joining us on this episode, we welcome you. We thank you for your support. We have made tremendous progress in just these 10 weeks here. We have grew organically, I think 500 plus subscriber.
I think as of right now, 505.
Thank you, all 505 of you, and all the future guests, as well as all the future subscribers. We have, little disclosure, we have never put in a single dollar on ads. So everything we've done so far has grew organically and is only possible because of you guys. So give you guys, a round of applause. With that said, we have reached the 10th episode, and this is going to be the season finale, and you probably wonder where the guest is. Well, guess what? We are your guests today.
You guys can get to know us today as we ending our season 1. So this episode, get to know us a little bit.
Yeah.
I know, I'm sure you guys are a little bit curious about the two of us, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you think people are curious? I'm not sure. I think you guys are, right?
Yeah, I hope so. Well, we figured that, we have been running at high speed in 10 episodes, and we never really got to slow down to kind of tell our side of the story, why we want to start all this, and then, take some questions. So we done some due diligence, and for the next hour, you guys are going to get to know us intimately. We're going to spill all the beans about how we get started, why we're doing it, and what our goal, and all that good stuff. So stick around, guys, all right?
Yes.
So
it might be boring. I don't know.
no way. It's not boring. It's going to be exciting.
Not boring.
Guys,
Yes.
make this the best episode,
Yes.
all right? Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. So
What should we talk about first? should we start off with one of the most asked questions from the viewers?
well, let's start with the beginning, right?
In the beginning, okay.
Which is why are we even here? How do we get started? All of that story, right? Because we sprinkle on it in the 10th episode, but I don't think anybody realized the exact story. So let's spend this time. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So
Pokemon Hero over here. How did you start the podcast? Do you remember?
Start the podcast. Well, let's even jump back more. How do we even start Pokemon in the first place?
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Little backstory. I have never been into Pokemon since the beginning. I've only really gotten into Pokemon in the last year. I think December 2024 is officially when I can kind of claim that I got into it. And it's all because I went to Japan with my family, with my daughter. And at the time, she already had some free McDonald's packs that she got from her friend. So, she was showing it to me. And then we went to Japan. She wanted to get some Japanese pack that was available at the convenience store, Konbini. So I was like, yeah, why not, right? So got her a pack. And then, of course, she hit one of the full art IR. And, she liked it. But that was the experience. When she came home, she showed me the cards again. And I just remember, right? I used to collect Yu-Gi-Oh when I was younger, because like the three card cards is kind of what I got into, and I loved the anime. I thought it was so much cooler. But then I remember like the condition and everything matters. So I was just teaching. I was like, hey, you should really just keep these cards good because one day they might be worth something. So of course, being the dad, projecting my wish and wants onto her because I never got to have stuff when I was a kid. I started researching, and I was like, wow, Pokemon art really came a long way since I've started looking at them, and I got know that they exist. And I remember distinctively, it was Searching Sparks. And then the Pikachu SIR from Searching Sparks, I was like, wow, it's really pretty because it's like all colorful. It looks so good. So then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should get ETB for her so she can open it, and then it'll be a way for her to encourage her to study, do good. So we did just that, and she did really good. So we let her open it during Christmas. And then, of course, I was like, being a dad again, I was like, oh, let me get a booster box because, why buy 9 packs when you can buy 36 packs? So why not? So I did it. We hit the Latias SIR on our first box. And, I remember showing NurseJoy. She did not care at the time. I was like, hey, look, we pulled this card and like, look at this. Like a PSA 10 is like $800. I made money buying this.
Honestly, guys, I don't remember any of this. I have no memories of any of this.
Yeah. I just remember her like, yeah, sure. As long as you didn't lose money.
Right.
Yeah. So that was it. I was like, man, this is easy. This is so easy. I'm just going to open all these booster packs and we'll be fine. Yeah. Down the rabbit hole. So, and as you guys kind of remember, that's when I kind of decided like, hey, maybe it would be cool to like buy some Japanese pack. So I contacted distributor in Japan. I got really into researching it because that's my nature. If I'm into something, I like doing research and understanding how things works, right? That's how I've always been. So I started looking at a lot of YouTube. Brian from Pokémon. So shout out to you if you ever watch it. He was a big influence for me wanting to go the e-commerce route because I wanted to show my daughter at the time like what it's like to maybe build a business early on. Because we never got that opportunity when we were kids as immigrant. So that's how we really got started. And then, of course, me and her start opening packs, got Terrestrial Festival from Japan. We were recording. We went to Japan, got more packs. Kind of the rest is history. And then when we came back, we were like, man, we really need to maybe sell some Pokemon cards, It's like to make some money back.
Right.
So that's really how we got into the first vendor show. We didn't know what we were doing at all. We didn't know anyone. We had no connection. We literally started zero, right?
I'm trying to look back to see
some of the pictures.
the pictures. Yeah.
Yeah. As you're looking through it, right? Like, I remember us strolling up to the show, OC Car Show, for the very first time. This is when the hobby really starting to kick off. So I think at the time, a lot of people were still new as well. Of course, you have seasoned vendors. Trader John's was just getting started. So shout out Trader John's. I know you guys are busy. But I remember watching their video and I was so inspired. Like Derek, the face of Trader John's, and John, of course. Now I got to know them, good friends of mine. I was like, man, these guys are killing it. I was like, I know I can do this, right? So they were a big inspiration for me to kind of get into it. They didn't know the story. So hopefully you guys are watching, So yeah, we got into it. We went to the first show, just met a lot of people. We were selling sealed product at the time. Whatever I can still find at the store shelf, I just wanted to stock up inventory. So we never got into it with like a mindset where we're like, oh, we got to build this crazy inventory or single. I didn't know any of those. We just started like raw dog it right into it, man.
No, yeah. So our first show is OC Car Show. It was in Tustin. And that was on a Saturday, January 25th, 2025.
See, there you go. So, yeah, we just went right into it. And I think, we were like, what's the worst that can happen? I don't sell this. And we had some fun. We learned about it, right? So that's it. And then from there, it was just show after show. I think we were just like addicted to it almost in some sense. I know, NurseJoy, what's your experience going to the show? Maybe you can kind of answer some of that.
Well, honestly, I started out not really care much about Pokemon, as you guys heard from the last episode. I just didn't think ripping packs were very economical.
It's not. It's still not, guys.
I only remember my little cousin collecting, and I don't like I don't know, not really any memories of Pokemon besides watching it. I watch a lot of Saturday cartoons.
Jesse and James, you know.
Yes. So actually, my favorite character was Jesse and James. I love it when they always come out and they do a little speech, and that was
All the
my
theatric.
yeah. It actually was one of my favorite memories, and I did not remember there was cards at all.
No.
It's very interesting how Pokemon came back into my life as within the last 10 months, and how everything just went by so quickly. To tell you guys the truth, I don't remember much of everything, not up until I would say around June.
Yeah.
I think June is when everything's really start coming together for me, and then that's when I'm more involved in everything that we do. At the beginning of the vending life, I guess I was just really trying to be supportive and help Alan out with whatever his hobby is.
Which I appreciate a lot.
Yeah, I'm trying my best because when we got together, we have a lot of hobby that we kind of like in line with. Like we both play games. We built Gundam together. That was one of the hobby that we used to do together before Benny was born.
Little did you guys know she did jiu-jitsu with me when I first started.
We started jiu-jitsu together, and
Yeah.
then after a year, I just kind of say I can't do that anymore.
Because I'm getting bruised up too much.
Yeah. So just trying to be supportive of everything that he does, and here I am doing most of the thing with him. From booking shows, I do most of the schedule.
It's way better than I am.
And I plan out everything. And then even with the podcast, I'm doing most of the behind the scenes stuff, trying to book or talk to some of the guests that you want to ask, trying to get the schedule. I do a lot of behind the scene videos and photos. If you guys see me, I do most of the posting for Alan because he doesn't really have time. He just reposts my story.
That's right.
I think memories-wise, very interesting, very fake. I don't remember much.
Honestly, the hobby gone by so fast and so slow at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so kind of get back on track, right? Once we did our first show, I think you told me, like, hey, there's a brand new show called, I think at the time, what is it, like OC TCG car show? It was
Yeah.
OC car show and an OC TCG car show.
I have to
I
look
remember.
back.
I remember distinctively the name, right? So this is
No. So first show was OC Car Show.
That's right.
Second show was Collector Expo
That's right. That's right.
in Pomona. We went big, guys. We booked our table at Collectors Expo.
It wasn't going big. We just didn't know big
How
or
big it
small
was,
or anything. We
yeah.
was like, okay, it's a show. Just
Right,
book
right.
it, whatever, right?
We did not know what was happening in Collector Expo except for K-pop dancing was there.
I didn't even know. She just told me, it's like, look, book this show. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, some import night stuff, and our distributors from Japan came to visit, and that was also their first show helping
That they
us
visit,
in America.
Yep.
Crazy time.
Yeah. And then,
Do you guys know who we met there?
I was literally about to say it.
We met a lot of people there actually.
Well, so first one, right next to our booth, right? And I think this is just, again, like the hobby blessing us, right? With good people. The vendors to our right and to our left. So the one to our right first, his name is Eric, good friend. He's like been in the hobby for a long time. And, I got to meet him. I got to ask him a lot of questions. And actually, in fact, we met him at the first show. He was to our right as well.
Yeah, Eric was on the right side.
Yeah, so he was back to back sitting to our right, and we were able to ask him a lot of questions. I did not do any slap or even fathom the fact that like that was possible, because I just remember seeing it and I was like, man, this has to be so expensive. So I asked him a lot of questions. You know, he was very helpful. And then, you know, we're good friends. And to our left was the big reveal, Project CCG from Alhambra. So shout out to Dennis and the crew from Project CCG. You guys were fantastic vendor mates next to us. And we honestly didn't even know the gravity of, you know, a big store owner being next to us at the time. We were just like, hey, how's it going? You know, just, you know, deer in the headlights. And, you know, again, fate has it, right? We met, we chatted, we got along, and, you know, he became a good friend. So shout out to you, Dennis, and the crew at Project CCG. They're fantastic guys. Go visit them. The whole community loves them. So definitely give them a check out.
Hi, Nick. You were working on our last day.
That's right. Yeah, so.
And diagonally from us is Alan doesn't have much memory of you.
I don't. It's blurry.
So
I'm sorry.
diagonally right in front of us this way was TCG. It's TEACG. He became one of our good friends also. We don't often see him, but
Yeah.
it's just one of the 3 vendors from our memories that, you know, our day one vendors, friends that we made from our first 2 shows, I guess, that, you know, great memories for some reason.
Yep. And then, of course, like, you know, at the show, I saw Bulbasaur, Twice Big Jake, and a whole bunch of, you know, other, like, influencer. And at that time, I'm like, oh, my God, this is so cool. You know, like, I love it. I love every moment of it. And, you know, so that was a really good show. And at that show, it was crazy because I think I ripped open so many Terrestrial Festival. I remember sending it, I was deciding where to send my cards to grading. And I made a decision. I was like, man, everybody has PSA Slabs. And they take forever. Everybody's like warned me about it. So I was like, I'm going to send it to Tag because it was like 10 days turnaround, business days at the time. So I sent the whole entire EV Evolution from Terrestrial Festival, including a couple of other cards, all in. And at the end of Collector Expos, I got the results back. And every single copy came back a perfect 10. So I was super psyched. And that was actually my first grading experience. So Tag, thanks to you guys. I'll never forget that, you know. So I think that was pretty cool. And then I started, you know, seeing transaction with Slabs and stuff. So really just acclimating myself in the hobby. So, you know, we were still very, very green at the time.
Yeah, super green. We just
super green.
I don't know. We're just going shows, selling seal, and did I buy some of the collectible stuff, blind boxes?
No, not even at
Not
that
even?
time. Not even at all. You were just helping me sell seal
Yeah.
products. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, long story short, it's fast forward for me. I think May. Was it the first time we're doing SoCal TCG now?
Yeah, but no. So after Collector Expos came SoCal TCG. So this is, again, guys, this is all running in parallel. Okay, I'm trying to serialize it as much as I can. Okay.
We running through the timeline with you guys
Yeah,
as we
as
kind
fast
of
as we
remember.
can.
Yeah.
In a linear fashion.
It's
so
almost, you know, like a flashback for us also.
for sure. And
I think it's the LA Car Fest first.
No. I 100%. I remember this encounter because this is when I met Mark, Mr. Moss.
Mr. Moss.
Yeah. So you told me one day when I was literally hanging out on the couch, you're like, "Hey, sign up for this show. This is a brand new show." You know, and I was like, okay, I'm on it. I paid, and I got invited into the group chat, and that's when, you know, the group chat was like, hey, anybody wants to, you know, sponsor, do some stuff. And I was like, at the time, I was doing my e-commerce, and I was like, hey, I want to get my name out there. I have some prismatic seal product that was super desirable. Let me, you know, reach out and see what happens. So, you know, the organizer at the time was looking for a prismatic evolution ETBs. So I actually sold it below the market price because I was like, hey, you know, it doesn't make sense. I talked about the story already, right? It doesn't make sense to me to like sell it super premium to the organizer that are helping me out. I want to make the connection, right? So I did that. And then, you guys saw the whole story unfold with Mr. Moss on episode 1. Go check that out. I won't regurgitate that, right? That's when I met Mark, Mr. Moss, and then we got along. And then this is when after that show we did, we haven't even done the show yet. I just met him. So this is the part you probably don't remember. So after I met Mr. Moss and I was getting ready to do his show, I think towards the end of the month. And then in between, there was another OC car show. And we went as a family to the show to just check it out. Because I dragged you guys, I remember. And you did not want to go. And that's... yeah. So that's why I know you don't remember. So we went, and this was at a hotel. And then we walked in, and I was like, oh, I want to, like... talk to Mark, Mr. Moss, right? Because I wanted to see if I can trade some cards with him. And then you're like, who? And I was like, oh, I just met him, So I was like, I don't even know then. So I talked to him, and then, you guys are like pretty offhand. You're like just waiting for me. And then after that was the same day he got scammed. So like almost the next day, I saw the video, and I was like, oh, let me reach out. So again, that's when I made the connection. Go back and watch episode 1, guys. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And then of course after that, I made my first like trade with him. I traded up a bunch of trainers, IRs into the Charizard 151 SIR from 151, and eventually graded that card in a 10. So that was my first PSA 10 slab, and I earned it. So that was a little like excitement from my end. So for people who are wondering like how much investment did I put into Pokemon, you can argue that is $0 because I never went into this and be like, oh, I'm gonna set aside a certain amount of money to buy inventory. I've always just started with just ripping, and I was like, man, this is terrible. And then I made connections along the way. And then I was able to, again, kind of guide myself and have people help me a lot along the way.
I think we just very lucky and blessed.
Fortunate.
With this whole journey in Pokemon, honestly, I'm still trying to, grasp everything that's been happening and the people that we met along the way. And it's just, this episode actually is pretty cool episode. We get to,
just reflect a little bit, sit here,
reflect a little bit, and just kind of give you guys really honest.
Yeah. We did not coordinate. None of this was coordinated.
Yeah.
It's just me talking through it.
Well, we didn't coordinate because we had just work a show today.
SoCal TCG, shout out again.
We actually had a show today, and here we are. It's 9 o'clock, and we're filming this.
That's right.
And
that's
this
right.
is usually this is how our schedule run. The last.
And tomorrow, I gotta wake up at 4 a.m. to go to LA car show at the Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
So, see you guys there tomorrow.
Our schedule has been very crazy the last 3 months.
So, fast forwarding a little bit, right? We finally did the very first SoCal TCG show, which happened at a martial art studio. Shout out to that, man. That was kind of
very
a cool
skeptical.
experience. Yeah.
Very skeptical, but very, very fun. Fun experience.
It was fun experience.
Yeah.
So we definitely saw the potential. And of course, like Mark at that point was already a good friend, I consider. So I was like all in. I was like, hey, any show they throw out, I will be there. I will be there support,
Right. And
yeah.
did we meet anybody at that show? My only memory of that show, the first SoCal TCG show, is the person who right in front across from us. Well,
I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Pokémon.
Shout out to you.
Yes, I remember he was buying my Sylveon.
That's when you started having the figures.
Yes, my figures, my Sylveon card holder and figures. That I guess I recently just traveled to.
Yeah, you went to Vietnam and you came back.
I went to Vietnam, came back, and found a bunch of collectibles. I'm like, man, I really like these figures and how beautiful they are. So I got a bunch of them back and then start selling them. That first show, that's when I first selling them, and people loved it.
Yeah, no, I think it's like they were really beautiful figures, right? So I've actually always eyed those figures, which is why I was like, hey, get them, even if they don't sell, I'll keep them.
Yeah, I think That was the first show that I felt like I found something that I actually liked in Pokemon, which is my accessories, the cute accessories, the collectibles, this cute blind box that the girls like. I
Yeah.
think that's when I'm truly was like, okay, I'm gonna go to a show and this is gonna be my thing. This is what I'm gonna sell.
Yep. And I don't think anybody was selling like figurines and collectibles like that. I think a lot of people sell plushies and other accessories, right? Nothing wrong with it. But we were just like, hey, nobody sells this really. So why don't, we just try it? Because it's pretty good quality, pretty cool. Nobody has it. And it did really well. So after that show, we were doing just more SoCal TCG, doing
LA Car Fest.
we try LA Car Fest as well. So shout out to you guys. So it was great. And then in between, actually, you weren't there because I think you were working that day. But I
Yeah.
took Benny to LA for Collecticon.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And that's when, first time ever, I met Sabrina, Jinky Co. So shout out to you. I just strike up a conversation, and I started talking to her. I was like, man, you like Rayquaza, and I think at the time she had a Moonbreon. I was like, hey, I just graded a Moonbreon and it came back at 10. We just had a conversation. That was kind of it. And I met a whole bunch of other people that day. So yeah, that's how I met Sabrina, Jinky Co's. And then, of course, later at LA Car Fest, she was directly across from us.
Right.
And then we sold her the Greninja
Card
figurine.
holder, yeah.
And that's when we became friends. And of course, we already know how busy she is all the time. She's working her magic. So guys, definitely go support her. She works very hard, and I can't wait to see the good things that comes to her. I'm proud of her a little bit, right? So just to say that, just in the short time we met her. So
She's a great person.
yeah, and then after LA Car Fest, I think we just, I think I want to say fast forward a little bit. Destined Rival came June, right? Around June is when it came out release. We recognize a little shift in the pattern. People weren't buying seal product as much anymore. So at that time, we were just going to some like personal drama that I'm not gonna, throw out there.
Too much drama.
But anyway, I talked to Mark and a few folks, Trainer Cody, shout out to you as well. And, everyone was just like, hey, you built up a good collection at this point, like PSA slabs left and right. Why don't you just throw everything out? And I was like, man, these are so hard to acquire. Like, do you guys know how hard it is for somebody who just rip hacks like 4 or 5 months ago to own a Moonbreon in the 10 and grade it, right? That was my mentality at the time. But then they're like, just trust the process and just don't PC anything. Don't, put anything in your personal collection. That's what that means. And these guys has never let me wrong before. So I was like, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to do it. Because the worst thing is I don't sell it, right? I can leave it out. I don't have to sell it. That was the mentality I've learned. And everyone has told me, you're going to get these back tenfold and you're going to see the result. That's when I was like, okay, I'm going to trust the process, put everything out, and then put everything out. I think June, when the market shifted a little bit, because seal was almost impossible to get. And then in addition to that, everything was so expensive. And then in addition to that, right, I think Pokemon Center or company started trying to print to catch up on demand. So I recognized, like, wait a minute, something odd is happening. Every customer or potential customer walk by, ask for Destined Rival. I would tell them the price, and they're like, okay, cool. Walk away. And I was like, let me double down on
That
the
was
slab.
like, I think that was in May.
Yeah, something like
We
that.
start seeing the shift in May.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
think.
When Destined Rival came out, that was really my kind of like light bulb went on, like completely. Because I distinctively remember having a couple of bundles. And at the time, I think it was $65 per bundle. And people were like, oh, brand new Destined Rival. How much is it? 65. Okay, cool. What else can I buy with $65? I I think that's kind of the mentality. And I saw that consistently at one of the show. So that's when I realized, I was like, okay, for me, seal at this moment is not sustainable, right?
Right.
So I reinvested the money that I had and then the slab that I had at the time heavier, double down on selling slab. So you remember what I had to do in the beginning to switch on my slabs.
No.
So
Sorry, guys. There's a lot of missing memory during this whole Pokemon journey. As you know, for somebody who doesn't really know the market going in, as a person who I literally have no clue, guys, no clue at all what's going on in his mind, what kind of deals,
Yep.
what kind of move he's making. At the beginning, I'm just going along with what he's doing and be like, okay, I'll be there. Just do whatever you need me to do. I think I start questioning a lot when we start seeing seal slowing down. You start telling me, hey, I think we should just get rid of all our seal and reinvest it into slab.
Yep.
And at that time for me, slab is like something very scary.
100%.
And because you know why? When we go vend, all I see these big guys, guys that have been vending for a long time that have these expensive slab. And I'm kind of like, well, this is not our main full-time job. Like, are we able to kind of buy all of this and start?
Are we gonna lose money? I think it's
I think up until now, I'm a very skeptical person. I've questioned a lot of Alan's decisions. We'll go into that in a little bit later,
sure.
but for me, even myself, seeing the shift of people not wanting a seal, thinking it's too expensive, I'm like, okay, I guess.
Guess this is the end.
I was like, are we gonna stop vending? I'm like, yay.
Just sell my figurines.
Yeah, just sell what I have and call it a day and go back to my normal life. But no, I mean, we dive into the world of slab. Mind you, we never actually went into singles at that time. We went straight from seal and then went into slab.
Yep. And that was because, again, like me being influenced by the kind of mentors coming in before me and seeing that. Well, let's step back a second. Why did I choose, slab over single, right? I looked at the market and I looked at, and even stepping back one more step here. Again, I gravitated towards PSA slab even in our first show meeting Eric. I was asking him questions. I was like, hey, how do you tell it's a fake card? How do you grade? Like all of that. I was just fascinated because in my mind, I always want to understand the mechanism of how things work. And I kind of want to beat the system a little bit. So naturally for me, is I gravitated towards that. And it's something I enjoy, right? On top of it, looking at the result, when you think about it, guys, single is great. And I am not knocking on anybody. And you guys know, I have no problem saying I don't like something on this show. When I look at singles, I look at like all these imperfection because again, naturally I like to grade. And I look at the fact that like, well, all these modern singles are very expensive, but they're imperfect. Why would I buy it? And that to me is like, if I think like that, I bet you hundreds of people would think like that, right? So why would I spend a lot of money on singles when every vendor has singles? So to me, it's like, okay, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. PSA 10s, for example, on the other hand, well, they maintain value years after years after year. When it's a 10, it's a 10 forever. There's a baseline to how much that 10 goes for, and it would not really go below that baseline, right? And it'll only go up over time. You can argue the same thing with singles, but condition matters. So this is taking one of the variable out of that equation for me in my mind,
Right.
which is why I gravitated towards slabs.
And I think your thinking is also if I'm I guess your thinking is I'm not the only person that thinking that way.
100%.
So there's always a market for certain, I guess, people.
audience.
Yeah.
100%. And quite frankly, at the end of the day, because I was gravitating towards slap myself, I was just like, hey, if this all ends tomorrow, at least I have a bunch of cool slap that I can show off to friends.
Yeah, and that's how he.
That's it. That's how I operate.
That's how he persuade me, guys. He's giving me this whole speech, and I'm like, okay, I whatever you do, as long as we don't lose money.
Yep. And I, again, walking into this completely new adventure, going into uncharted territory for us. We never vended with, like, we never shadowed anyone when we vended.
Very
And
interesting.
every single thing we've done, we just like, let's do it.
Yeah, just the two of us, honestly.
Yeah. And of course, we had great mentors and help, right? But we never just like worked it with somebody
Yeah.
to try to understand the system before we branched out.
We literally just dive in. That's what it was.
Yeah. Head first.
Yeah.
Kind of scary in a way, but
Well,
that's the theme.
I think if you are doing by yourself, I can see why you need to like shadow somebody, or the idea of shadowing. Just like
It's a safety net.
yes, just like any job, right? Then you go train with somebody who trained you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of idea. But I think because there's two of us, right? What you can call as a partnership, right? I think we had enough trust in each other to be doing this together, and then whatever that may comes, I guess we always gonna have each other. I think that's what we're thinking. We can, cause Alan and I've been together a very long time.
Yeah.
We've gone through a lot of decisions in our life, and to be able to be here today, we had to make a lot of decisions together, right?
Yeah.
So I think it helps. Even with Pokemon, even though a lot of people were thinking it's just Pokemon cards, there's a lot of decisions.
It's at the end of the day, it's money, right? There's a lot of money
yeah.
tied to the hobby, especially now.
Yeah.
Is life-changing decisions. So we recognize that, right?
Yeah, I feel like everybody needs somebody to kind of mentor them, and we were our own mentor. We did our own research. We're very thankful just having the two of us, and didn't have anybody to shadow.
Yeah.
But we also, again, very grateful for the people that we've met who's
100%.
willing to take us in and kind of teach us the life of Pokemon. I would say.
Give us advice.
Great advice, yes.
You
and
know,
be there for us.
Give
up
us
and
opportunity
down.
to trade when opportunity, presented. It's something I try to pay it forward to newer vendors that, come up. Corduroy, right? Shout out to you guys. I kind of help them out. So again, just paying forward, so it's something that I received it when I came in, and I make sure I pay it forward, right?
Yeah.
So, just a little bit to kind of help back out in, newer vendors. So if you guys ever see me, your questions, feel free to hit me up. I'm always giving you unsolicited advice, is what I say,
Yeah, he honestly, sometimes I do get a little bit frustrated. There's so many people come by our table and just chit-chatting. And I'm like, man, what are we chit-chatting all day long? I'm over here working by myself. But I think Alan's very thankful and very welcoming also, just because the journey that we've been through together, that we understand. It could be very scary to start vending and not knowing anybody. Alan's is very welcoming. I mean, you're a nice person in general, honestly.
I try.
I have no experience to give you.
No, that's not true at all.
Most of the time, it's funny, guys. At our table, usually when we vend, people always come by and they're like, "Oh, where's Alan?" I'm like, "He's not here, but you can talk to me." Recently, these days, it's hilarious. It's changed. Everybody come by. Where's Benny? I'm like, how come nobody looking for me? So it's either Alan or Benny that they're looking for.
No, no. Now everybody looking for you. They don't look for me.
No, nobody look for me, guys.
Now everybody knows Nurse Joy vibe. Ever since this last episode with the princess of the SoCal
Oh
TCG.
Lord,
Shout out to all the princesses.
Hi guys.
Sorry about the audio.
I
We're gonna do it.
know.
We fixed it. We learned what happened. I'm so sorry.
I know that's one of the things I was so stressed when last week, when not even last week, was it Tuesday?
Yes.
Tuesday is when Alan has time to edit, and mind you, guys, he edited until 7 a.m.
And then I went to work at
Wednesday.
9 a.m.
And went to work, premiere, air that episode.
Yes.
Did not sleep, but we ran into this audio thing. I'm trying to speak louder into the mic so you guys can hear me. I think that's one of the reasons we found that we're not speaking to the mic. We're just talking around it.
It was actually two things. So it's this, and I'm kind of testing the mic, and it should naturally picked up. But there was an update to the software that
Oh, was it?
automatically turned on a processing setting for every single mic. And so what happened is when it's processing, because with multiple mic, I think what is happening was that if it try to silent one mic, right? If it doesn't catch us because they don't want each mic over speaking each other. But that was such a silly settings.
Right.
And it caused like this issue where audio would just suddenly just completely drop in the middle of a word because it was like a little bit far and the system determined that it was not supposed to catch it. So what I had to do was take the camera audio, double filled it, and then start surgically
Mixing them together.
mix the
right?
audios together and make sure the clip was at least presentable.
Yeah.
So again, everybody, I apologize for the audios issue for season 1. This was a big test for us as well.
Yeah. We also dived in headfirst
So
with
again,
this podcast.
really thankful you guys sticking with us. It will only get better in season 2. So getting back to the story.
What was the story?
The story, well, we went in Slabs.
Oh yeah. We went into
And
Slab. Yes.
This is right around Front Row San Diego. That was
When is it
around, I think,
June?
May. No,
Maybe
still in
May?
May. We're still in May.
Still in
We're still
May.
in May. One of the card that really kicked off that journey was the Dark Ride Umbreon, which I traded with Trainer Cody. So again, crazy, man. This is just kind of like everything happens the way it's supposed to be. I saw that card. I'm like, that is a cool card. I never seen that. I seen that card maybe here and there as a cool card. It has Umbreon in it. I see a Dark Ride. I'm like, cool. This is great. Traded with Cody, and like maybe like a day or two later, he was like, hey, you want to trade that card back to me? You jerk. And I was like, he's like, oh, I'll let you cook me. I'm like, okay, sure. Like, what? If you want him and it was yours to begin with, I'm totally cool. So I traded back to him. At the time, I think I got the card at $11.50. And then he wanted me to trade the card back at $13. So I was like, okay, cool. Hey, I make some money. Can't complain. That's how this works, right? And then when I looked at the comp, I think it was 15 after I traded, okay? So I was like, and he got me. But I was like, oh, totally cool, man. I still made my money. It was a fair trade and I got stuff out of it. Great. Again, we're friends. I'm totally cool with that. But then I was like, okay, what's going on with this card? It went up like $400+ in a matter of like 2 days. So walking in the Front Row San Diego, I didn't even really think about it, but it was in the back of my head. You remember? So we started just walking to different tables.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I was like, wait, I wonder if I can find that card for cheaper. Because if I missed it, other people would have surely missed it. Because tag team wasn't popping off at that time yet.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I got some money. I'm just going to buy the cool tag team card that I see, right? Like the popular Pokemon. I went to the first table, bought that same card, the Dark Ride Umbreon, got it back at $1,300, knowing it was already 15. So I was like, yeah, I bought it 13. I wanted 12, but the vendor was like, no, I got to do 13. I'm like, all right, done. Because I already knew the comp went up to 15. And then immediately after, I was like, okay, I'm going to buy more. what's another cool card? I saw the Pikachu Zekrom, and I was like, ooh, I'm going to get that. And I think at the time, that was like a $750 card. So I was like, I'm buying it because it looks cool. I got that, and I got a couple other things like Pikachu promos, right? So I got a whole bunch of stuff. And this is the crazy part. The next weekend, on a Saturday, I did SoCal TCG again. And by that time, the Darkrai Umbreon has went up to $1,800.
What was the highest that card hit?
That card, the highest ever, it was way after that transaction, but it hits 2,800.
Really?
Yeah. So at that time, that's the craziness of this market, right? I thought there's no way this card was shot up from 1,150 to 1,800 and go more than that. Like, no way, right? Little did I know, you know?
No, it went. I remember specifically, vividly. That's when I, start kind of learning a little bit about slab and cards. I would start walking around in the shows. It's the show where I saw Kanazawa. My Kanazawa first
That's right.
slap that I saw. Kanazaga. That's what I said. Alan would send me on a mission. I was like, oh, I'm stuck here with the slap. At that time, I cannot handle the table by myself at all. I did not know any comms. I don't even know any cards. I will walk around the one of the vendors had the tag team.
That's right.
The tag team Raw, 2 of them.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, I call Alan. Hey, he has 2 Raw cards. Do you want me to pick it up?
Buy
Yeah.
now,
How much
buy
is
now.
he sold us for?
We
115?
got those at about, I want to say about 110 to
110,
115.
115 for each. What's his name? I forgot.
Well, I know one of them came from Tyler. So, Exo Poke Rip, yeah.
I can't remember who. We just saw him today.
Yeah. So apology if we missed you. We love you too. But actually,
Thank you.
But actually, so here's actually an interesting little side story. At one of the show previous to Front Row San Diego, and the reason why I was so honed in on that card was because I did Premiere, which is a very, very local show here. Shout out to Kobe and Jay from Regional, the team that you guys are great. I did that show, and actually it was very, very funny. There was a father with a son came by, and he has 2 really, really basically HP damage card. And one of them was the Darkrai Umbreon. And at that time, I was getting into slabs, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll try my luck with a little bit of, singles, especially cool singles that come by. And he was like, oh, I just want to trade these out for another card or something. And I looked at the comm, and I think the HP or the damage version was maybe $40 at the time or something like that. And I was like, oh, why not? I'll just take it and try it. And of course, making the kids happy because he got something new. He was so done with that card, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, are you sure that was there? Everybody, I was like, look, I can do this. I think it was, they wanted at the time, Battle Partner Booster Box, the Japanese version of Journey Together. You weren't there, you weren't working. So I was like, hey, why not? You get something new, you get the rip open packs, it's great. I take in a card that you probably no longer want, and it's a damage card, right? I think it's a good deal. Making sure I show them comms and everything. So after that, ultimately I picked up both of the cards for about, I want to say $50, $60. And literally, Tyler actually was right next to me. And he's like, oh, that's a cool pickup. I was like, hey, that's cool. Within 10 minutes, somebody came by and they're like, oh, how much is that card? The Darkrai Umbreon. And I was like, well, I just calmed it. HP is $50, right? Or $40 or whatever. And they're like, oh, I'll get it. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Light bulb?
100%. I was like, immediately, I was like, wow, somebody was willing to pay $50 for this damage card.
Right.
Full calm, then nothing, because obviously as vendor, we take in percentage, right? I didn't take advantage of the kid. Obviously,
Right.
I gave him a very, very good deal. and I pretty much straight bought those cards. Um, but the fact that like within 10 minutes somebody else came through and immediately wanted that card at its calm, willing to pay cash for it, I was like, wow, that card is desirable, and that's what led me to get
Right.
hone in on that card. So lesson there, guys, pay attention. Always pay attention to why people buying certain things, man. That matters because it leads to a trend that's to come, you know? So,
Even me, like, somebody who's not really experienced, when you start vetting a lot of different shows, you can see the patterns. You can see what kind of carts are selling,
100%.
who coming by your table and what they asking. Then you just kind of, if start
And
paying
why
attention.
they're asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Start paying attention. Even vendors, sometimes they walk around before the show and what they're looking for. So you kind of get like a little bit heads up of the market a little bit.
Yep. Now, I will say, guys, this is kind of the lesson I learned. And, just like similar to NurseJoy, right? I am a risk taker, but I'm also very conservative in knowing where my risk tolerance is. The lesson here is that just because people ask for it doesn't always mean you should go for it. Okay? I'll give you a perfect example. Right now, what's hot? The celebration stuff. Like, it absolutely make no sense to me. Okay? Celebration is something that nobody wanted, like at all. You couldn't even get rid of it.
You're talking about the little stamp?
Yeah.
The
The little Pikachu stand with the 25. Yep. Nobody wants that stuff. But now you see people like, oh, I like that. Oh, I'll grab that.
even that Mew car.
Yep. Exactly.
I bought a whole bunch of singles from one of our wonderful customer binder. I bought what kind of car is that? Is that a Mew?
Oh, that's the Shining Mew, but it's like the
Shining Mew.
celebration version of it, right?
It's like the purple one.
Yeah.
Literally got it.
It's basically like a remake of the old cards with a stamp on it.
Right. Beautiful car. I love that car. I picked a bunch of them up just
Should
because
be
I
$1.
liked them. And it went, how much is it now? It's
I haven't
$4
even
or $5?
checked.
I
Yeah.
don't remember, but it went up he told me like last week, it's like, oh, it went up a lot. And I actually checked the com. I'm like, why? It's this market is crazy.
Because the 30th anniversary is coming up. And it's like self-fulfilling prophecy, right? That's how I kind of tell. And I talk to a lot of people about the market. A lot of this is self-fulfilling prophecy. People think that 30th anniversary, they're going to pop, they're going to take an opportunity, they're going to try to buy stuff into that, push, right? So this is a joke that I always talk to some of my friends now. Pokemon hobbyists and Pokemon vendors are fickle people. They're the most fickle people ever, right? You guys know, see, this is something I had to kind of like pause here to talk about. Everybody in the comment section was crapping on me about how I don't like Ghost Stars, how Ghost Star is the best thing ever. Like, oh, why don't you like Ghost Star? You're not a true hobbyist. Look at you guys now. Who like Ghost Star? Who's collecting Ghost Star? Who's buying Ghost Star? Most importantly, who's spending top dollar to buy Ghost Stars? No one. And you know why? People want to believe what they bought is going up. And because of that value that gone up, that they like the card. They like the value of the card more than the card itself. You can honestly, in real life, name a handful of people that are willing to buy Ghost Star at a premium, especially when the market has no appetite for it. So just to kind of clarify, to bring it back, right? I'm not saying that I wouldn't like Ghost Star or I don't like certain Ghost Star. I just want to clarify that as a vendor, as a collector, as somebody who's trying to move with the market, you have to be careful what you believe you like versus what you actually like. And I've always stuck to my gun. I've always said Ghost Star is ugly. I owned a few Ghost Star for a certain period of time. My objective was always clear. Get in at a good price, get it out as soon as I can at a good price. I don't stay in it because I have no emotional attachment to it. And for me to say that, I'll be lying to myself.
Oh, I'm the opposite. I have no emotional attached to anything.
That's right. That's true.
I very interesting, right? I've as I start vetting with Alan, I have no collection. I started out with really small, like it's my just regular like shiny cards.
I think that's because we like kind of force you to do it. My daughter and I just like, hey, collect
Yeah.
this.
So then I start looking at like really cute cards, just shiny. Nobody wants, only me. At that time, we were opening
Yeah.
a lot of packs, so I just take those and put it in my,
Yep.
binder.
Bulk.
Anything, yeah, my bulk, my bulk binder. I myself, I mean, it might be different for everybody. I myself don't really find any values unless it's like money. I see money is the one thing that I want to hold on to.
She'll probably grade $100 bill in a PSA slab.
Yeah, if I can. My thinking is very different from Alan. So a lot of time we very, I guess,
Clash.
yeah, we clash a lot. I think up until honestly, I would say August. Up until
No.
August, I think we.
I think front row Pasadena first time. After that was when we kind of got somewhat on the same page, and it's still over time we're still kind of
Right.
working it.
And then I think that's speaks to a lot of female wife girlfriend who vent with their significant other.
Or even just collectors who are going to car show and dragging their girlfriends along, right?
Right. I think you have to understand that when these guys they do deals or whatever they think or what are they calculating in their head is unknown. I've gone through a period. I was like, why are we doing this? Like, what's the purpose of this? What are we taking in? At the beginning, Alan really didn't really he didn't really talk to me about all of this calculation or what plans he had for his slab. So I was left in this like darkness really, and then I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, I know. This card you take it in for this much, and then I'm gonna sell this much and make the margin. That's what I was thinking. I only care about the margin.
Yep.
Margin was money to me. So I was like, did we make money or do we not make money? So we clash a lot during that time.
We still do, I think.
I
a
think
lot
we
of
still
time.
do. It's just I'm such a numbers person.
Yeah.
Visual is for me. I need to see everything. I need to write down everything to know where my money has gone to. But in this Pokemon world, the trading, right? When you start trading one card
It's
after another card,
impossible.
it's impossible. I think I've learned after we can put it out. We fought a lot.
Oh, 100%.
We fought a lot, guys. It's just
100%.
going in. I'm like, well, why are you doing this? Why are you spending money? How much money we spending? My money, your money. It's kind of like, well,
Just money, period.
yeah, it's come down to a lot of money.
Yeah. It's an
For
expensive
us.
hobby.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it could make or break a relationship. Honestly, if you're not strong enough, even partners, you people have multiple partners when they vent together,
Yes.
and
Partnership as in like money partners.
yeah, or like you go in like half or whatever, right? Or like if 4 people, you go 25%, and then your mentor who you vending under or with, I think there's always
Disagreement, different
Yes.
philosophy, all of that, right? It
Yeah.
happens, man.
But for us, if anybody want to know, going in vending together as with your husband, boyfriend, significant others, you should have a plan. I think that's what we really came down into.
I still honestly think maybe this is my way out, guys. I still think you can only plan so much. And I think this is one thing you don't understand. There's a trader, like a vendor intuition. Sometimes you ask me like, why are you buying that card? I was like, I don't know. It looks cool. And I know I can sell it for higher. Like today specifically. So today, guys, we finished the show, and I got the Victini Indonesia Championship card, and I came into that card. I've been eyeballing that card for a while, and I got it in about 4,000 in trade value. I came in real value, much less than that. I traded in. I already made my margin by just trading the card. Today, I sold it for $4,500 cash. Did I plan all that? No, no way. It's not like when I traded a card, I'm like, I'm gonna sell it for $4,500 in cash. I just know, no, you don't. These are just some intuition thing. You're like, I know this card is worth something, and I know all the signs lines up, and I know I will find a buyer or I'll move it where I will profit.
No,
That's it.
Yeah. It took us a while. I mean, a while. I mean, like maybe 3 months ago. I think our biggest like fight we ever had was when you got that poncho.
Yeah, and I think a while, not necessarily in time, but transaction
wise, yes. What was that poncho again?
So it was a shiny Rayquaza
yes.
poncho. The first time I ever owned a poncho, right? So for those who don't know, watching poncho at the time specifically, very desirable, still very desirable, right? I mean, what's cooler than Mario and Pikachu collaboration, and then your favorite Pokemon, Pikachu, is wearing those, poncho clothes. I always thought that was cool, and at the time they're like the premium of the premium, right? I had an opportunity to get one. I don't think you even understand what a poncho is at the time, and of course, so we're running on different speed, right? I never communicated because it's just something I have more knowledge of,
Right.
and I wanted to close a deal. I took out a bunch of my inventory that I already made gains on, and I traded for the poncho.
Right.
And kind of unknowingly, I told you, I was like, yo, this poncho is worth it. It's going to, I know every vendor wants it. Right? It's going to be a lot of money. It's already pushing up. It's keep going up. It's going to be fine. My thinking in my head, I'm like, I can hold it and somebody will want it. I think in your mind, you're just like, what? Every vendor wants it? Okay, the next show you go into is going to be sold, right?
Yeah. That was my thinking. Because he keep telling me, oh, everybody's going to want it. So first show we ever did with that poncho was at Front Row Pasadena.
Yep.
He had it out in his case, and yes, everybody can buy and ask for the poncho, but nobody wanted to pay for it. So
because it's a very expensive card.
Right.
Right? So there's a difference, guys, between a desirable card and the appetite for someone. In this case, 90% will be vendors wanting to pay premium for it, right? Now, imagine if I had the poncho, the shiny ray at the time, which I think was going for 8,000, was hitting 8,000. Imagine if I put that card out and when vendor asks me how much is it, and I say 5,000. Oh my God, there will be a line out the door trying to buy that card from me, right? There's a huge difference between what the card is going for versus what the ultimate buyer of that card willing to pay for.
Yeah.
So this is a lesson I've learned, guys. Very, very important lesson coming out of Front Row was understanding that once you acquire a card, it's your card, right? And I've said this before. You don't have to sell it. If the price is not right, don't feel FOMO, fear of missing out of that transaction. Because sometimes it's a bad transaction for you, right? I have had bad transaction that comes to my way, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense at all. Why am I doing this? And I turn it down. It's okay to turn down transaction because you just don't feel right about it. That goes back to that intuition.
Right.
So that's what happened because I literally had one vendor beginning of the show, you remember, walked up, how much is it? I say 8. And he's like, oh, somebody's selling for 6 over there. And I'm like, then why don't you just go get it over there, right? Why are you here trying to hustle me?
No, for sure.
Right?
But that's a lot of impact, like external impact got to me because we never had
Aligned.
well, such a expensive slab.
True.
And I had no idea what he was doing with it. I was like, for me, again, thinking money, I'm like, well, if I got in so low, if I sell it now, I still make money, right? But Alan was just waiting for the cart to kind of grow a little bit.
Appreciate,
We
right?
literally had it for like a day, right?
Right,
Like
right,
a
right.
day. And then we took it to Pasadena, Fun Row. So then I started freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think on the way back, well, towards the
Well,
end.
not even so. So hang on. So just the detour of the story, right? At the end of that same day, the same vendor who like, oh, somebody sell it for 6K over there, came back and like, you still have it at 8K? And I'm like, yes. What changed between that, you know? So in my mind, because I don't think we even talked about this.
No.
In my mind, I was like, oh, this guy couldn't get it for 6K. I already know,
Right.
right? And I was like, no one in the right mind would sell it for 6K. I'm fine, right? Every vendor walk by, like, how much you have it, how much you have it. Because you know what? The reality is, and this is for guys and girls who are entering the Pokemon scene now, every vendor, every person is trying to cook you. That's the reality of things, right?
Pretty much.
Right? I said this before. Every transaction, there's a winner and there's a loser, right? Whether you come out the winner or the loser, and how much that differentiation is, that's up to you and your trading partner, if you will. People are going to try to get the best deal, right? Like I said, if I drop that card to like $3,000, it will be a fire sale and somebody will immediately snatch it. And then they will stick it at 8K. You know that. I know that. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. So not understand all of that. Back to the story. Towards the end of the day, we were driving back home. I was like freaking out, like totally freaking out on him. I said, "Oh man, I'm worried. Like, should we just sell it? I feel like nobody want it." Not knowing, you kind of have to see the market. We got into like full blown like fight,
Yep.
and then the next day, Alan was just
I
kind of
was
like,
stressed.
yeah,
I
he was
over it.
really stressed. So then I think the next day when we got back to the show, he took the poncho and went on a
Trade
trade.
it out. Because look, guys, and ladies, your business partner, whatever, right? Like, that's, to me, at least, the worst thing that could happen is my wife, my business partner, in this case too, is the only one who can ever affect me emotionally as a vendor, as a trader, right? That was when I was like, okay, this is not worth all of this,
Yeah.
right? Because I treasure and I value this more than a stupid card at the end of the day. So I was like, fine. I just want to make this situation gone. So I went and traded the poncho first thing on Sunday, the second day of the show. And shout out, Josh gave me a very fair deal. It's not something that he's normally would own, but he took a chance on it. And I traded into inventory, basically, right? And I got some really, really good inventory that he has at a very fair price. So I really appreciated that. So yeah, I was able to get that, and I was like, hey, you happy now?
Yeah, pretty much. Just went from like we were having a good amount of inventory to like just one big poncho.
Yep.
And it's quite scary to me that what if for me, poncho is only belong to somebody who's been vending for a long time, or one of those big guy who had like, money flow, cash flow. And for us, we such a small, start out as vendors. I'm like, well, can we handle this amount of cash or this big card? You know what I mean? What if
Right.
we get stuck with it? So I'm over here trying to I'm like,
Overthinking?
yeah, overthinking, which is very not helpful, ladies or gentlemen. I think after that big kind of fight that we had, we actually sat down and talked about where I think as partner, right? Going in, I think you should always sit down and see where you can come in between. So we actually we never actually talked about how we want to do things, and we went, like I said, we went into Pokemon dive in, not
Head
knowing,
first.
no plans, nothing at all. I'm just like kind of being dragged along. So
Yep.
I told him how I felt, like I need to see
Result in progress.
Yeah, result in progress.
And
What's
money.
your portfolio? What's your money at? For me, when we have cash, that means we make money. But now I learn it's not that way, right? We came into a conclusion. I want to know when he take in a car or do a trade, I need him to write it down and the value of it, what he traded at, and then when he sell it, what he sold it for.
Yeah, and I'm still trying my best to keep up
Yeah.
with like the multiple trades and sometimes money coming in, out, multiple
Right.
trades, multiple people wanting things and
Yeah,
stuff like
mind
that.
you, before this big fight at Front Row Pasadena in June, we did not write down anything.
Yeah, correct.
So from that show, I said, okay, we're gonna separate your stuff and my stuff. You're gonna have your own thing. You're gonna write it down what you sold or trade it out value wise, money wise, cash, credit card, anything. And then we also track down what we spend, our spending. If we bought a car, whatever it's for, cash, whatever. We now tracking everything on paper. I'm such a visual person. Alan is not at all. It's all for my own peace of mind. I like to look at things and tally things up, and it just makes me feel better.
Yeah.
And it's just been helpful. A lot more. I don't freak out that much anymore,
No.
do I?
And I
Ow.
think more importantly that what I've learned more importantly than the process of writing things down is like if I take in a tray, if I buy a card, I kind of tell you what my plan is, why, the reason why I'm picking that card, why I think it's good. I think that really helped kind of make you understand
Yeah.
at least a little bit at the moment because it's chaotic, right? At the moment of
No,
it.
it's very chaotic at shows at time, and half the time I don't even know what he takes in.
Yeah.
Or what he sold. I think it's just helpful for me to kind of like have an idea of why his thinking at that moment. I think to the point now, 3 months in now, I think we're pretty good. We're pretty trusting of each other, right?
Yeah, coming
I
out
would
of front
say.
row. Right.
Yeah, coming out of front row. I think it's normal, guys, to go through this up and down.
Trust is built, right? It's
Yeah.
not given. So
In this kind of business, whether your partner, your lifelong partner, significant other, everybody runs on a different schedule and their
different
mind,
thought process,
yeah,
different
thought process,
perspective, right? Different interests.
and your understanding of something. What's coming out of that fight? Also, I kind of force myself to kind of learn the market.
Yeah,
I
that was really helpful too.
yeah, I start looking at comms. I kind of want to know what his slab like
Be more
range, yeah,
involved,
price
yep.
changes. I start paying attention more what people buy. Slowly, kind of not, super involved, but I still, trying to learn. As a vendor, I can't keep saying, oh, I'm not into Pokemon anymore.
Right.
I mean, I say that a lot. I mean, I still say that I don't really know Pokemon. Like, do I know Pokemon? Probably not, right?
I can't name half of them to be honest with
Right.
you guys. Oh man, the names
but-
are so weird.
Yeah, but it's a evolution for me, guys.
That's true. All of us.
I think starting in January until now, I think I'm super involved. I have more interest in what kind of cards coming out, what sets are coming out, why are people buying certain things, and where the cards are. Now I can come on TCG Player, and then I can use the alt app.
Yeah.
Before, literally every time Alan walks away from the table, 2 minutes, I calling him like, "Can you come back? I cannot." I usually tell
You
my
still
customer.
did that today.
I mean, I still
I'm
did
just
that
kidding.
today because I have not learned your
That's true.
inventories. His inventory changes so much,
It's true.
and the price of his slab is so high.
Getting crazy and crazier for sure.
I don't know how you guys calm, but sometimes when I look at some slab, I looked at it, I'm like, well, there's 32 and then there's
So
5.
6,000.
I know, I'm just
It's like, wow, that's a $3,000 difference. Wait, what? What do I do?
Right, yeah, I'm kind of like, where do I tell them it's 6,000 or there's a 32,
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
when
yeah.
you start become uncertain, then the trust of the customer is not there. So I prefer not to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, I say, hey, I think it's around this range, but let me call Alan. He will know best.
Yeah.
I never try to kind of guess my price. I always tell them, hey, he know his price the best. You should wait for him. I don't even take in trades at all.
I'm always like, hey, go high. Just see if they stay. If they stay, they're interested.
Yeah, I don't take trades. I do know before. I don't even know trade. Now I kind
You
of
do
know.
take trade now.
I take trade now. Evolution, guy. I'm a changed lady. I do know what he wants. Certain things I can look through, like, oh, okay, this one's good, because I also know the market now. Some cards I'm interested in, I know you're interested in. So I'm kind of like looking through. Why wait for you to come back to the
Yeah.
table, do a little bit conversation, just
Yeah,
to
so
keep people, entertained.
definitely free me up to walk around a little bit more.
No,
Because
for sure.
that's like the one downside, right? A lot of vendors are business partners, right? And they can kind of like walk the floor at any time, and the business partner will watch everything, right? I don't have that luxury. When I'm walking away, I'm kind of leaving her like to herself a little bit, and it as you can hear, right? There's a lot of challenges to that. So,
Yeah.
but I think slowly, more and more, I get to walk more, but it just depends on the show. So, yeah, I think after the poncho, I got inventory. I kind of traded down essentially in the bit, right? Trade down as in got numbers of inventory, but each of those cards are like lower than what the poncho would equate to, right? So adding up to a full amount. I still did a great trade with Josh. From there, we just kept grinding to different shows, and eventually, like I was just like, man, I sold through all of those slabs. And this I'm gonna bring us up to like the Bay Area. We did really good. So now, kind of come full circle. This is the second time of the year we done collector expos,
Expose.
and
Which one of my favorite show?
shout out to you guys, man. We
The best
love you
show.
guys. Yeah, we did really well, and from there we're like, man, this is cool. So did we already do we haven't done the podcast then? I don't think we did.
We started.
No, actually we did start. We did start because I met my friend Fong, and I was telling him about it. I think that was the start of it. So backtrack a little bit now.
When did we start the first podcast?
About 10 or 11 weeks ago, give or take.
July something?
Well, because we had 10 episodes, we do it once a week. I say, give or take about 10 to 11 weeks. So,
Let me take a look.
yeah, take a look. I'll tell the story. So, this is how this podcast came about, the whole idea, right? I was just consuming Pokemon content, watching, again, Brian, Pokémon, Twice Big Jake, and Robo Skills, the Car Lounge. Shout out to you guys. The podcast, super informative stuff. But I was always like, man, there's never really a podcast where it is about the vendor, the hustling, the conversation, like, because a lot of YouTube, right, and a lot of the market, a lot of vendor will be like, oh my God, these big YouTubers just talked about this card, is pumping this card. That's why this card is going crazy. And maybe it's to a certain extent, maybe that's true.
Yeah.
But I also always think, man, the guys and girls who are doing this full-time YouTube channel stuff, they're just so busy. Now that I've gone through it, I can fully be like, man, I'm so busy. I don't even care what I talk about. You know what? If that card is pumped, great, fantastic. I help the market. I don't own that card, right? For example. So, just kind of going through that, I was like, man, there's really no content where the hustler, the vendor, just sit down and chat for an hour.
I think it was just like we were driving, and then you were like, "Oh, I have this great idea." I was like, "Oh my God, now what? Beside Pokemon, what do I have to get myself into?" So track back. You created your YouTube channel on June 23rd, 2025.
Man, it's been crazy fast, huh?
It's been crazy. It was just one idea, and then now we're here, guys.
Yeah. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna create this podcast. I'm gonna talk about it. I don't literally had no idea what's gonna happen. I just went head first.
It literally after our big fight.
Yes, kind of. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I was like, of course, she's probably thinking like, oh God, here I go, getting dragged again. I got all the equipment, and I was like, you know what? Who's my first guest? And what am I offering that's different in the market that people haven't necessarily seen? That's when I was like, oh, I got to invite Mr. Moss, Mark. I mean, he is just a staple. And it makes sense because he has so much knowledge to share, personal connection, right? Like he kind of schooled me the game a little bit, if you will. So big shout out to Mr. Moss, Mark here. So yeah, I invited him.
Yeah.
And then it was just like every episode, I really wanted to add something to the conversation. So, if I don't invite you, it's nothing personal. It's just, again, I have this intuition, how I see the podcast and what my vision is. And any given episode, I'm trying to provide a certain theme. It might not be explicit where I tell you what that theme is, but if you watch it, every single one of my episode has been a different topic of conversation, a different perspective.
Right. We talked about this very often when we plan our episode. Also, the two of us, we would talk. We're like, hey, let's see who we can invite. And who do we, as you know, Two Gun, we not really friends with him before. We barely met him at one show. So it's not like, oh, you have to be our friends to be invited, or, you have to be
100%.
this popular person.
Or some friends that I've gotten along for so long.
Right.
I haven't extended that invite, right? It's again, it's not a personal thing. It's because
nothing personal. It's just us talking through who we think has an interesting story for us to kind of like.
Well, again, like
learn.
in my mind, it's just kind of like it's a black hole. But
Right.
somewhere in there, I know what I want, right? Even down to the last episode, right? We got a lot of hate comment. Shout out to all you haters out there.
That came up like randomly on the drive too. He was like, oh, it'd be cool to get the girls together. I was like, what girls?
100%.
I literally in this hobby, there's not many girls I know. As like somehow Alan knows more girls than like vendors than I do.
No, but like, look, I'll walk you guys through my thought process on that, right? I was like, man, I've done like 8 episodes now of just guys talking. When is this gonna get boring?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to keep doing that. Like pretty soon people's gonna be like, oh, you guys talk the same thing over and over and over again.
Just
Like
a whole bunch of guys pumping their own cars or whatever.
exactly. So I went in. I was like, well, how can I do something different? What can I invite in a conversation that hasn't already taken place? So that's when I was like, wow, I noticed in the market that a lot more females are entering, buying these, cutie cards, small cards. And female social media is very powerful, right? A lot of females posting their cards. Now it's a norm. And I was like, it would be really awesome to invite female who are in different journey, right? To come just share their experience, So that's why I was like, yeah, you know what? We're gonna try it. And even back to the previous episode, right? Or 2 episodes before that, when I invited, Royal Card TCG Japan, I was like, no one has ever done a Japanese vendor episode. And I was like, how do I do this, right? Because I was like, I have to do this in YouTube and as well as Spotify. Because you were like, oh, why don't you just add subtitle? I'm like, subtitle doesn't really work on Spotify.
Yeah. We went back and forth how we're going to be able to do it. We weren't sure if they want to do it. We're very grateful. We also have G, our friend, to translate. Everything was just last minute. Cats rip packs. I hope this gives you guys a glimpse of how we operate and how much thought and effort we actually put in. It might not seem a lot to you guys, but for us, it's like this one small idea.
Just
and
up.
Even though we don't have a lot of subscribers, 505 is a lot to me. Organically, yeah.
So I'm
without
really
doing some TikTok dancing.
Yeah.
We truly. Well, not we. I know you enjoy the conversation with the guys. I'm behind the scene. I usually sit in the back right there, where the couch is. I said that many times, even to our guests. I really enjoy the story. It's like so awesome to kind of hear all the story from the guys. And last episode was truly, mind opening. You
get to be the front of this.
Yeah, I get to.
Camera.
I was very nervous. I keep telling Alan, like, what if people think I'm crazy? It sounds
you're
crazy.
A fraud.
Yeah, I'm a fraud. But I truly, I always tell people I'm very honest to myself. I always tell people, hey guys, I don't really know a lot of Pokemon. You can call me out for it. I'm still learning, as a lot of people are learning. There's no right time to get into Pokemon. There's no right time to start learning, and enjoying the process. So I hope you guys, can be a little bit lenient.
Yeah, and guys, the haters out there, right? I look at every comments, guys. I mean, it ain't a lot. I ain't a big YouTuber yet, you know. I look at every comment, and you guys are just like completely uncalled for. Some of you haters, right? Like, oh, I learned nothing about that episode. Great, then episode was not for you. But you got to realize in the world, there's more people than just you and yourself.
Yeah.
So let the ladies shine, because you know what? Pokemon at the end of the day is for everyone. I would not discourage anyone to come into the hobby, because at the end of the day, without a community, there is no hobby. So you have to be able to accept everyone, regardless of the gender, interest, money status, whatever it is, man. It's just cards, guys.
Yeah, I think the world is just harsh to each other these days.
It's
You know what
ridiculous.
I mean?
Keyboard warriors behind the scene, great, fantastic. You know what? Drive my algorithm. Talk about my forehead. Right? I love it.
So we going back to starting the podcast.
Yeah.
I think we starting out with. I think
Just an idea,
just
honestly.
an idea, right? Remember we started out filming actually Big Bully Blastoise, Chris. He was the first
Shout out to
one that
Chris.
we actually recorded.
Yes.
And we
yes.
had the
we reversed the episode order
Yeah, so
because of schedule.
we had the DJI,
The mic.
the mic,
Yeah.
the clip-on mic, and then that episode, our studio, it's actually our house where we have really high ceiling.
And
so
then
it's-
also, it didn't help that he clipped it on his chin, so it was
Yeah,
like
it was
clinging.
clinging
So
with all the
audio
noise.
issue was
Terrible.
honestly, well, I was gonna say like the one thing I've learned in this whole podcasting is audio is so important. But unfortunately, there's no way to tell if the audio is going well as you're filming live. That's
Right.
a tough thing. So that's something I'm trying to improve in season
Yeah.
2 and trying to just nail it down, guys. you know?
We take comments and any
I take it seriously, yeah.
anything about audio issue, lighting, everything very serious, and we're trying to improve it right away. So right after that episode of Big Bully Blastoise, we went out and got these mic right away, and we actually got our sound machine. What is this? Rodecaster Pro.
Yep.
We initially only got 2 port for 2 mic, and then
We had to convert it.
who
It was
can?
you guys. No.
It's
Sigma.
Sigma Cellular
Lee
can.
and Diego, love you guys.
So then we actually had
We
to
added one more guest where I'm like, oh no,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
need
yeah.
another mic. So I
Yeah.
bought another mic. I was like,
We-
oh no, I need another outlet.
So we initially bought the machine
Upgraded.
only 2. We upgraded into 4 mics, and then of course the girls come. There's
And I was
5
like,
of
I
us
need
now.
another mic. Now I got a whole full studio equipment.
Yeah,
you know?
so we are really trying our best to improve a lot of things as we go. I hope you guys appreciate it.
Yeah, and
It
we're
is-
honest about it. I don't fluff anything. You know, who we are, what we do, all the struggle we go through. I tell you guys straight up.
Yeah, and it's just the 2 of us, honestly.
Yeah.
Just the 2 of us, 3 camera, a light, and
And a whole bunch of guests who believed in us all
yes,
the way.
thank you so much. And Alan does all the editing by himself. So as you know, we also have our vendor POV since June that we have not been able to put out. We fully put all of our efforts in this podcast.
Yep.
So
This is just fun. You know?
just really fun for us, honestly, to meet people, learn people, and just bringing a little bit different side of Pokemon out there. So
Yeah, like ever since I started the podcast, it's just very, very cool to now just have vendors or just random people comes up to me like, hey, awesome podcast. This is so cool. I listen to it when I'm like driving and when I'm working. I truly appreciate that. Like, again, you guys are the reason I just keep doing this. I mean, this is not my full-time job, right? Pokemon is not my full-time job. I have a real job, 9 to
Yeah.
5.
Yeah,
I have
we
a
both
family. This is all add on top of it. And I just do it because there's an audience and I think this is cool. And all the things I've learned, I just share the same interests, So appreciate you guys too.
So that's the journey of our podcast, how we started.
Yeah. And we are here now. So I think that's, more to come. I think, I don't want to give too much away at all. But we're gonna wrap this season up. And the reason I made it a season, kind of give myself a little way out, right?
We're tired.
I'm tired. My panda size are growing. And also I realize again some of the challenges I'm learning as I'm doing this, right? Like guest coordination is so important. To put out quality, I cannot consistently put out quantity, especially it involves another guest with their crazy schedule, right? And trying to keep the content entertaining, knowledgeable, right? Without regurgitating week after week. Because we put out weekly podcasts, right? So inevitably, I see that like I'm just gonna run out of things to talk about, and I'm gonna repeat the same thing, and you guys not gonna want to hear it, and I don't want to do that. I want to make sure our content is top notch. That's why we just decided like, hey, you know what? Taking a break, get some quality, improve on the things that I need to improve, right? Maybe hire an editor, I don't know, right?
That's too much money
Please
for us now.
hit me up, editor. Save my life.
YouTube, stop paying
Yeah,
us.
get better guests, right? And find better topic. Maybe change up the setting. Travel outside to different state, getting other guests, which I'm brewing. I'm cooking a little bit.
Yeah, we also started vending outside of SoCal a little bit too, just because I
We
truly
want to meet new people.
Yeah, I myself find for me, vending outside of SoCal is so much more fun. I get to meet different customers, and meeting different vendors, and then you can be friends with these vendors.
Yeah, I gotta give a big shout out just because I know he will appreciate it, man.
Who is it?
It ain't
Who
you.
is this person?
It ain't you. I'm gonna shout out to Fong.
Oh my
Fong
goodness.
Lee. When you hear this, you're gonna appreciate me, right?
I also want to give why are
for
we
it.
doing so many shout out to Cal. I met him in Bay Area. We became really good friends. He's one of my friend on Instagram. If you guys follow me, recently he bought the Surfing Pikachu from Benny, and he kind of customized his own
Slab.
slab.
That's cool.
Shout out to you, Cal. I met a lot of people.
Shout out
Who else were we shouting out
who
to?
visited you today? Who consistently come visit you all the time now?
Who?
Jen?
Oh, my friend Jennifer. Why are we doing shout out?
Okay, it's an appreciative,
Well,
episode.
yeah. If you guys don't mind, I think since this episode is just wrapping up the season, and
Yeah.
we just really appreciate of everybody. I also met one of my customer, Jennifer, who became one of my friend also. It's just a crazy world out there. The people that I met, you truly can actually become friends with some of these people.
Yeah.
Who have the same wavelength with you, and
Yeah.
become really good friends. Not just in Pokemon world, we talk about other stuff.
Yeah.
We text each
We're
other.
real people, guys.
Yeah, we're like, hey, Q is up for PC. Did you
Yeah.
hit it? Oh no.
Yeah.
It's fun stuff. We talk about life. If you guys want to know, I guess we can talk a little bit about our personal life, as
Whatever.
we answer these questions. If you guys don't already know, I'm also a nurse. I work
That's
three
right.
3 days, but my shift is 12 hours. So I'm very thankful I don't really work on the weekends, so I'm able to kind of
To work on the weekends.
work on the weekends. Another 12 hours.
I know.
Alan's also works full time 9 to 5. He used to work at home remotely, but now he also had to go into office. So I think finding time in between to do all of this is really hard for us. But we're thriving, we're trying, we're tired, but we're here.
No, we're here, man. We're here to stay, guys. That's the
Yeah.
most important thing. I like what I'm doing. For us, like randomly, maybe it's like like I don't know what, like middle age crisis here. What midlife crisis? Because I'm not like a teenager.
No, yeah.
Neither of us are teenager. You know what I
mean,
mean?
I met quite some people too. I mean,
This is my midlife crisis.
Yeah.
My calling here.
it's interesting. I think like a two months back, one of my now really good customer friends, I would say him, Kevin. He came, I think, to regional. I don't know if you remember Kevin. You came and you're like, "Oh, can you sign my binder?" I'm like, "Sign your binder?" Like it was the weirdest thing I heard. I've been vending for so long. He's like, "Yeah, just sign my binder." So I signed the binder. I was like, "Oh, it's interesting." It's like somebody want my signature.
And then immediately I was like, yo, let's charge. Let's charge.
He consistently have been visiting us at shows.
Yeah.
Very nice guys. He recently bought the Japanese mega from us and hit the
and
two.
he keep hitting
They
hits
keep
after hits, guys.
Yeah, the trainer
Darn it.
really, literally.
My boxes are loaded, guys. Come by.
And then Yumeji,
Yeah.
who always buy my mystery bag but never hit anything.
I'm sorry. Hey, you imagine next time you come, just tell me ahead of time, okay? We're gonna make
This is funny.
a
He
mystery
always
bag for
come
you.
and buy my mystery bag. Never hits anything, right? And then I would give him free packs. Like, hey, just open a couple more of my mystery bag on me, but never hits anything.
I know how that feel, man.
But experience like that, that's when you
Yeah.
become friends with your customer. You create this bond where I get very excited when my returning customer, my day one customer, come back and like, hey, it's nice to see you guys again.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think to kind of wrap up, and then we'll go into the question. Just to kind of go through some of that.
Sorry, rambling over here.
No, I think over the last 9 months, we were influenced by the ones, the vendors and collectors that came before us, and we have also, in parallel, influenced so many new vendors, friends who weren't vending, weren't collecting, and now like we see them week after week because they're vendors. I think it's just so cool. This hobby, at the end of the day, it's a community. So treat it as that. And, for those of you guys, as a recap here, right, just to summarize all the talking points, the things I want to really kind of send out as a message is that if you guys are trying to get into Pokemon at the craziest time possible, right, and you're like, man, should I do it? Should I not do it? Guys, there's no right or wrong answer. Trust your gut feeling. The worst you can do is fail. But if you never try, like if I thought of this cool idea of a podcast and just never did it, it would have never happened. And I would have never had like 500 little subscriber, who royally listen to it every weekend,
Yeah.
or week.
Or you can be me and do nothing.
So, guys, it's not going to be for everyone. I'm going to be very honest with you. But until you give it a try, you will never know if it is for you or not. So trust your instinct. If you wanted to, if you've been watching video, you thought it was cool, take the first step head first. Obviously, do your due diligence, do your research, and make sure, we had 10 episodes. There's so many contents out there. Watch it, learn it. And if you ever have questions, hit me up, man. I mean, I'm here. I'm a normal person. I love to help you guys. The other thing I wanted to kind of just give out as kind of like a general advice, which is like, the market is crazy, but with that also comes opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So
I think we can dive into that a little bit with these questions.
yeah, go for it.
We asked people to kind of do a
Q&A,
Q&A
ask me anything
for us.
kind of thing.
So I have here.
We might have already answered some, so we'll just kind of like
We kind of
touch
just
on it again.
touch on it. This is one of the question. I'm not gonna go in order.
No, go for it.
If
And I
not-
have like a couple of questions.
Yeah. So one of the question is like, if not Pokemon, what would you have done as a hobby?
You want to go first? Because I'm sure we had different hobbies.
Oh God, one of my hobby, you guys, is just
Just
kind
later.
of rot on my couch and watch K-drama. That's what I did before I started Pokemon with Alan, and now I can't even finish one episode of my K-drama. I used to be able to watch maybe the whole season and within like 2 days. That's
She
what.
still wants to.
Yeah, I want to, but I can't not find time, and I'm just very sad. If you want to know truly hobby, I used to love playing games. We used to play games together. How we met, we I don't know if you guys care, but Alan taught me how to play Street Fighter. He played Street Fighter a lot.
I used to play kind
Yeah.
of competitively. I still play
Yeah.
nowhere near competitively these days. But yeah, I think bridging and stealing her answer here. Video games. I would just play video games. That's my hobby. I been playing video game all my life, right?
Yeah. Me
And yeah,
too.
Street Fighter is my game. So challenge me, guys. Instead of coin flip, I'm gonna play you guys a game in Street Fighter. I'm
Yeah.
gonna cook you guys on that.
Or play other games. Like I used to play, what is it?
We
Before?
play all sorts of games.
Yeah, any kind of game, board games.
Yeah, but I think Pokemon really took over our life. I can't even play games anymore. I'm just
Yeah.
doing many things.
Or
so.
like we one of the biggest hobby that we used to do together was build Gundam. I don't know if you guys know that Alan's favorite thing to do is build Gundam. We used to build lots of Gundams together.
I haven't touched it since.
Yeah.
I think for me personally would be like jiu-jitsu. I've done it for 16 years and I love jiu-jitsu, but just my schedule's so brutal. I haven't had time to roll. So, we're going to have to do an episode with 2 guns and Sigma sellers, and we're going to be rolling jiu-jitsu straight up. It's going to be a death match, guys. Watch out for that.
Yeah. Okay. So on to the next question right here. Will this be a long-term career for you after retirement from your main job? I mean, this question is kind of hard. If I'm retired, I don't want to do a thing.
I think the real answer is who knows, and maybe slightly lean towards no.
Yeah.
Because I think we both have we're immigrants, right? And our brought up has been just so different. We would never afford the opportunity to take chances and fail, which is something that obviously I think the next generation has so much more luxury on.
Yeah.
For us, it's always like we have to provide not only for ourselves, for the next generation down, as well as a generation above, right? We have to take care of our family. So I don't know if we ever stop working or retire. I wish I can retire. I'll probably be a skeleton by the time I retire,
Yeah. I mean, my dream is to retire by 55 somewhere in Japan.
Yep. If you see me hit the lottery, I retire,
There will be signs.
There will be signs.
All right.
Find gold Pikachu hanging on my neck, guys.
Right. It's crazy. Who asked these questions? Who asked this crazy question? You know who you are. How did Alan win you over?
I know who you are.
I know who you are. How did Alan win me over? Interesting question. If you guys really want to know, Alan and I met back in the East Coast. We're actually from the East Coast. Alan's from Miami. I'm from Northern Virginia, DMV. So Northern Virginia is just right next to DC and Maryland.
Virginia.
So that's why we call it DMV. I'm 10 minutes away into DC. So when I moved to America, that's why I used to live. Alan's used to actually do art.
Where I work for EA, Electronics Art, Mythic Entertainment at the time, and I used to make video games.
Yeah, you launched Warhammer.
Online, yep, Warhammer Online.
Warhammer Online.
That was my
So
game.
digital art, artsy person design. He moved from Miami up to Northern Virginia for his job. And that's where we met. First day.
Yeah.
We cook. You cooked me fried rice.
Yeah.
And I got like a tummy ache from it.
That was her because she was trying to get all in on it. She didn't believe my cooking. And now all she does is like cook for me. I don't want to cook. I'm the chef in the house.
Yeah, so funny story. It just at that time, do you guys remember Scion 2006?
Yeah. Toyota Scion TC.
Toyota Scion. So Alan was driving that car. It was one of my favorite car, and then it was a sporty car at that time. Fast and Furious was the thing. Cars were the thing.
Little interesting fact, guys.
Yeah.
Look me up. I was in Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah.
As a body double for Jin, the Chinese rapper.
Yeah.
I met Paul Walker, which unfortunately he passed away. So that was actually really sad. I bawled out in the movie theater. I mean, I think any guys would have bawled out, but for me to actually met him and had an interaction, he was like the most genuine human being I've ever met, especially for a celebrity. Crazy story, right? This is spawning off to a crazy side story here. When I met him, I was like 17 years old, and he was already like a movie star,
Right.
And I think on the set, the manager was like, hey, the manager for some reason talking to me. And he was like, oh, later when Paul Walker come, you should just like have a conversation, talk to him, man. He's a real nice guy. I'm like, cool, not expecting anything. And then when he finally showed up, of course, all the ladies were like all over him, right?
Yeah.
So at the time, I had a disposable camera. Like that's how far back we go, right? Not
Yeah.
digital, disposable camera. And I was the only one who was smart enough to bought one onto the set. So all the ladies like, can you take pictures, right? And I took pictures. And after that, you know, we were just chatting. And Paul Walker, not knowing me, was talking to me, takes out a picture of his daughter. And it's like, man, she's flying into town today. I'm so excited. Da 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 da. We're just having a conversation, and it just blew my mind. And I'm just here like, here is a celebrity in a, you know, like a very well-known movie, and he's just so down to earth. He's having a real conversation to me, telling me about his family. Like he has no reason to.
Right.
So that really stuck into my mind, and like just to say like he's just such a genuine person.
Yeah.
And then there's Tyrese.
Oh yeah. Then this.
Hey, shout out to you, Tyrese. You know, he was cool though.
We have proof.
I have proof.
We
Ask
will-
me, I'll send you a
We'll
picture
post a picture, maybe right here, if we can find
if
it.
I can find it. Yeah.
I do have a copy on your Facebook, I think.
I have a copy too.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was a cool experience. Sorry, side tangent, but that was a cool
Yeah.
story to tell.
Alan's a mini celebrity back in the day now.
Yeah. I just do random things, guys.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we just kind of click as well. I'm a little bit tomboyish. I like to play game. I think we both watch this anime. I think we just get along really well, and you know, one thing after another, here we are.
I bought my sexy bag, you know.
How many years has been now? 2006 until now.
Ooh, man. 2026 will be 20 years that
Yeah,
we've
so
known each other.
So we've known each other for 19 years.
Yeah, heading into 2026 is the 20th year we know each other.
And
crazy.
I've done
Went by so fast,
I've
honestly.
done many partnership
Questionable
crazy-
things
questionable
with me
thing.
that I dragged her into.
We started a lot of stuff. I remember he wanted to start it like the smart water bottle.
Oh God, that's season 2, guys. Season 2.
Yeah, there's like a lot of little things that he want to start, and I'm always get dragged on. But
I think this is definitely, I would say, like most successful it has been. So I
Yeah.
really appreciate it for real, seriously.
no, yeah, for sure. Like, 'cause I think starting Pokemon was the hardest because like I was working. Well, I am still working, and then I was in school for my master for my nursing on top of that, and then we were vending every weekend. But guys, I finished my master.
MS. Next time, I'm gonna put
MSN.
right here. Nurse
not-
Joy's Vibe, RN, MSN.
Yeah, not to brag, but I think
Flex.
yeah, I think that's such a crazy time. I just graduated in April this year, but
Oh,
everything
it was
went.
March.
No, it was
End of
April.
March.
It
End of
was
March.
April.
Really?
Yeah, it was April. It was. It's just.
Crazy.
It's not that long ago, but it seems so long ago. It's just because of how many different things I was doing at that time. But I'm glad it's
Yeah.
done over with. I don't think I will go back to school. I'll get my PhD in Pokemon, so I'll do that
Watch
instead.
out.
I'll do
Yeah.
that instead.
Next question. Let's
yeah,
go.
I think next question. I hope you're happy with your with our answer. We can dive deep into whenever I see you. This come from one of our friends. Let's see. How do you guys balance vending and personal life?
What personal life? There is no such thing in my mind right now. Honestly, I think I personally don't really have like an on-off switch, right? I think it's just how crazy this hobby is, and there's pros and cons, right? This is the best time to take the opportunity to grow your portfolio to reach your goal in Pokemon. It's the hardest it's ever been. Who knows how long it will maintain this way, or it'll get even crazier. I just do not have an on-off mode, and I physically had to sometimes like, okay, I gotta turn it off a little bit.
Right.
But how do we balance it? I just, guys, look, I stayed up till 7 a.m. editing. What balance, honestly, you know?
Yeah.
I went straight to work at 9.
I think when we first doing show and then in the middle of booking all the show, we were trying to book a lot. As you previous episode, I said like if you're a new vendor, you should try to book a lot of shows just to see which
Get yourself
show.
out there.
Yeah, get your name out there. See what show you like, what show you don't like. But for us, since we've been vending not enough now, I
We're
guess
veterans now.
we're not veterans, but I think vending enough. We know what show we want to do, and
Which show we don't want to do because
Yeah.
it's just like it's too far, too close to another show.
yeah,
You
we
know
prioritize.
what our goal is, right?
Yeah.
Why we doing that show? Do we have to
Exactly.
do every show?
Yeah, so now we trying to do less show in SoCal, and then if there's an opportunity with a show out the state, we would
Yep.
try to go there instead. I think it's more fun that way when you travel. It
And again,
doesn't-
it's something new. We're always trying to explore the new opportunity that is available to us, right? I think that keeps it fun
yeah.
too.
So if you really want to break down the personal life, luckily since I'm a nurse, my schedule is like run 3 months ahead of time. So is all the show that we trying to book. I was able to kind of manage booking the show and then scheduling my shift
Yeah.
around it. With Alan, he's worked 9 to 5, so the weekends is the best. The only thing that's hard for us is when we actually have to travel outside of
Yeah.
SoCal. So it's like he can work half day on Friday, and then we do show Saturday, Sunday, and we literally drive back home right away on Sunday. So
I
that we
haven't
can go
had
to
a
work.
weekend in like 9 months.
Yeah. So lately we just been kind of like thinking about what we should.
Like strategically,
Yeah.
what our goal is, and what aligns with that goal,
Yes.
and what doesn't, and trying to weave out things that not necessarily align, right? Like taking out the filter stuff, right? And filter meaning like, again, why am I doing this show after I just did this other show
Right.
last week? What is it different? Is it a location? Because maybe the vendors and the inventory is the same. Like, okay, is it worth my sanity to do that? Do I have something going on? Am I filming? All these stuff. Like, again, she's wonderful scheduling. She keeps me. I just show up, man. So I think strategically we're trying to like think about like, well, what does that do for our brand now,
Yeah,
right?
I think the more we book local show is also hinder us from going outside of state show, because as you know, when you go outside of state, you have to book hotels. Sometimes you have to drive.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to fly. We actually flying out to Dallas the first time in November. So
We're going to Vegas next week.
yeah, so it's a big investment when you actually vending outside of local show. So we don't want to overbooking and spending too much money investing in the show if we don't have to, and energy. We also start kind of realizing, our daughter Benny doesn't really have a lot of weekend time with us.
Yeah. Family is another thing
yeah.
that I'm trying to balance. And that was something I want to kind of like maybe like just briefly touch on, right? Which is like, there's sacrifice too, right? I realized when we started the hobby, it was because of her, it was to spend more time with her. But I think to some extent, like this is the selfishness of us kind of now own that ourselves, and we've done more show, we've grown our brand. We cannot lie that this has now become our thing.
Right.
And we definitely, at some extent, right, sacrificed our time spent with her. So that is something I am trying to balance, but I don't think it's ever going to be back to where, we spend weekend after weekend with her. So that there is sacrifice there. Like people don't
Right.
see that, people don't know that. I
Yeah.
pay attention to it, and I try to be more involved with her, in other ways. But yeah, there's definitely a sacrifice.
Yeah, and sometimes we miss out on certain events,
Yeah.
which she's very upset about. But I'm very thankful. My parents are here helping us. They would take her to certain place or event that she needs to go, and just send us video and pictures. Kind
Yeah.
of make me happy.
Which is also why we're cutting back on some show and trying to have some normalcy. We kind of hit the gas like 120 miles per hour. Now we're trying to be more strategic about it and try to balance it. Like, so
Right.
to that question, we're trying to balance it now.
Right, and I also don't want to get bored of vending or
Yeah.
get sick of vending.
It's a long game.
Yeah, I think you know, if you vend so much every weekend, I get tired of seeing the same people. I'm sure the same people get tired of me, you know.
I'm getting tired cooking all of you.
No, I think it's just sometimes it's nice to not see people once in a while, and then when they see you, they're like happy
But they
to see you.
appreciate that way,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
You
For sure.
want to keep yourself fresh. So
Yeah.
no life balance.
Still trying to do it.
We're trying to do it. We're trying our best.
Yeah.
But I think the time we spend with our vendor friends is also very precious also. So
Met a lot of new people, right? So we also cannot. That's the positive side, right? We met new people in the hobby. We're having regular conversation. You know,
yeah.
we're eating, hanging out.
I don't know.
Stuff.
I think that's something you're gonna have to go through and
Judge
kinda
for yourself, yeah,
experience
and change to as you progress too,
yeah.
guys.
It's a learning process.
What's the next question?
All right, let's see.
I should go
Yeah, you
with
should.
one of mine.
Don't you have questions?
I do. Okay. 2 questions here. This came from Nine Coins Collectible. Shout out to you. You know, we met, and in a short period of time, you became a really good friend of mine. So shout out to you.
I didn't name anybody who gave me questions.
That's yeah. See, terrible. Okay. His question was, if I had to sell my whole entire collection and can only keep one item, what would it be? Well,
jeez.
I prepare for that. It would be this one card right here. So I already talked about this, guys, in the second episode with Big Bully Blastoise, and I know the lighting may be a little shiny there. But this is the Japanese Bubble Mew in a tag 10. You guys remember I told you walking out of Collector Expos for the first time, I got back all these tag slab. Hit the 10. But a little bit interesting story with this, right? This was when Benny and I came back from Japan. We got a whole bunch of Japanese boxes, shiny treasure, and we're like, oh, we're going to stream. We're going to do these videos. We're going to be famous. Open a bunch of pack on video. I have the video on Instagram. I can probably repost it sometimes, but
YouTube, right? You have it on your Pokemon Hero.
Yeah, I think so. That, and then also just on Instagram, her and I opened this together, and she didn't even know what Bubble Mew was, and she's like, "Okay, open Bubble Mew," and she was like so young. I missed that time, and yeah, she pulled it like out of the box, and we're like, holy crap, you know, like
she wasn't even that young.
No, but she was pretty young still.
She was 8.
She was like a baby. No, it was like she has like a baby face to it. Definitely, it was kind of cute. Yeah, I know. It's like that's how short it had actually been. I think like forever now, right? But yeah. So this to me, if I have to own one item, it will be this, because at the end of the day, this comes down to memory. Right, and I treasure that moment of memory so much more than I treasure any of these cards, any of the value. If I had to get rid of all my collection and hold one card, it will be this card. This would never be for sale because it's gonna live on because of that special memory.
I think you should repost that.
I should and get a whole bunch of hit. You know, yeah.
I think it's such a great video. Yeah. I think it's just so new. When
it's so genuine. Like we weren't looking at the value.
Yeah.
Right now, every time I open Pokemon card, it's inevitable that I open and I'm like, oh, nothing, oh, $5. Right. That's the truth of it. But at that time, we were just like, yeah, the dopamine hit.
Look out for our repost. I think Alan posted way too early when we were nobody. We still nobody now, but I think it's a while ago, so yeah, you can't really see it anymore. Really, but we're gonna be reposting, so watch out for it.
Yeah.
Watch Benny.
Next question from Nine Koi was, what is your face skincare routine?
Oh Lord!
Laugh out loud.
Lordy Lord, that can I add?
Yeah, add to it.
Can I add somebody?
My flawless skin, you know, at the age of 41. Yes, guys.
Just answer it. I need to find out.
I am a vampire. That's explain why I don't sleep, guys.
This person asked, how did he get so handsome? Nobody wants to know about me.
Well, let me tell y'all. I use the oil of the people that I cook.
No, you did
And
not.
I use it as a skincare. I'm just kidding, guys. I don't use anything, man. Like, I am like the laziest person. I am blessed. That's all I can say. It's just I don't put anything. Ladies, I've always say this. Hopefully you believe me. I've always believed less makeup will help you skincare long run. All right. I love natural beauty way more. So, you know, maybe try that out. I don't know. Whoever take that advice. Maybe some guys too, you know. Natural beauty, guys.
It's come down to gene, guys. I think
Yeah,
he
I
just got
guess.
lucky.
I did get lucky.
Yeah,
I
but he's aging though. We were looking at a picture. I'm like, oh my god, we both are aging fast.
Thanks to Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon and
So,
Benny.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I do. Well, people really want to know, huh?
Yeah.
He just wake up, wash his face. That's it.
That's
No
it.
sunscreen, nothing.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't even wash my face.
Yeah,
I'm
like
just
no
kidding, that's gross.
sunscreen, nothing. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
All right, I think I don't know. We answered this already, but one other person asked, "How did everything start?"
Well, watch this episode and
yeah,
you'll find out
if
already.
you watch this episode, you kind of know. Interesting question though. I think this is a good one actually.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel that? How do you feel that Benny is part of this Pokemon community?
There's pros and cons. I think we both agree on this, right? She is 9 years old. Pretty soon will be coming into a teenage year.
Mm.
The pro, again, always something I was trying to teach her in the beginning was business and the idea of making money at a young age and learn how to manage finance. So that's something I think she has an opportunity to do with Pokemon and see some success in it and do something that's just a quite fun hobby, you know? That could be worse way to learn about business. The not so positive thing is we obviously have a lot of cussing going on, a lot of
exposure,
crazy talk, right? A lot of just random things. She's been scammed, you know. Shout out to you, scammer.
That's what she's known for, guys.
I know, she's
Benny got
famous for it.
scammed.
Yeah, that was a big crazy incident, and you know that's like, yeah, we should take better care of our daughter, right?
Yes.
That's at the end of the day, it's on us as responsibility as
Yeah.
parents to take care of her.
I think after I think we learned a big lesson after she being scammed in that little incident. Not to bring her to show as often as we should. I think most of the
Yeah.
time before when we was vending, we just thought it's a fun place for her to run around, look at cards, and
And also for us to like watch her,
yeah,
right?
or like at least spend the day with her while we
Yeah.
vending. She can run around, run back to us. So we used to bring her to all the show often
yeah.
because during the summertime she didn't have a lot of stuff going on the weekend, so she would just come with us all the time. But I guess we really realized that we're exposing her to a different kind of world also.
A lot of like adulthood before she was ready for it, I think.
Yeah,
So.
I think that's what's the hardest part for me to scale back down to. We actually had to sit down and talk. But I had to talk to Alan. I was like, hey, let's not bring her to shows anymore.
And I 100% agree.
Yeah.
You know, I think being a good parent is something that we have to do before Pokemon.
And I also, I don't know if I should say this, but we are the most controversial
Controversial.
podcast. I do wish as vendors we are more mindful of
Yeah,
the way we
100%.
speak, the way we present ourselves,
Yeah, 100%.
especially with the kids around. I think kids learn from the adults, and
Yeah.
I think we're there to kind of teach them how to be a better human being, right? We don't
Yeah.
want to. Yeah, I know the hustle is a hustle, but you know these are still kids in the game. So if you are vendors, you know, just kind of reevaluate how you present yourself and what kind of language you're speaking around children. They are the future, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we decided not to bring Benny to too many shows.
Every show, right?
Yeah, so we pick and choose which show she get to come. And if she does come now, she can only come very short amount of time.
Yeah.
She used to stay the whole day with us. Now maybe she'll come for like the last 2 hours of the show. Then she'll run around. We tell her, hey, you can only go certain area where we can see you. If you're gonna do a deal, buy something, you have to come back and talk to us. And then yeah, just an hour or two with us, and then we pack up and go home. That's it.
Yeah. Cool. Next question.
Yeah. So I mean, next question too fast. I think. I think she's also growing her own little business, with her artist
Her art.
corner, her one of one card. So people were asking us for her Instagram, and we
She
said
done
she's
quite well today,
yeah.
actually. Her debut.
Yeah, her debut, she sold out. But we don't have an Instagram for her for that reason.
For
also.
that specific
yeah.
reason.
We expose her enough on our Instagram. We don't want to expose her anymore.
Yeah.
We understand, the risks of exposing your own kid.
Yeah.
For you guys that have question, I posting other kids' picture on my Instagram. I do ask for the parents' permission before I post them.
Yeah.
And they have usually we have their blessing for posting. If I don't, then I won't post it. So
Yeah. We take parenting very seriously,
Yeah.
actually.
It's Pokemon is a kids,
Yeah.
kind of
yeah,
thing
yeah.
to start with. So we gotta respect the kids.
Yeah.
But we're hoping she can learn all of this from us and grow to be a better person, and we can also grow to be better for her.
Parents, yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, one more thing about Benny being in community, we're very thankful for all the vendors that have been taking care of Benny. Every vendors that friends with us or not friends with have been very nice to Benny. They always take care of Benny.
Yeah.
Everybody checked on her when she had that big incident for scamming. She's now a little celebrity at every show, but just
Everybody
know,
loves Benny.
yeah, just know that we're very thankful.
Yes.
From the bottom of our heart that you guys take care of her, and everybody, her aunties, uncle, brother, sister now. So
Yeah.
keep taking care of her, guys. Hopefully she'll grow up to be a good kid, honestly.
Yeah.
So next question,
Well, we got quite big questions here.
what is your advice for new collectors and the people who eventually want to be vendors so they can be successful in this hobby?
I kind of already touched on it in the 10 episode here. So
Yeah.
hopefully you guys already picked up some theme and some insights. But I think, again, to summarize, some advice for new collector is, I've always started with this. Collect what you like. Don't think about the money. Obviously, the hobby, it revolves around money. But at the end of the day, if you don't like something and you buy it simply because you think the money move, it's miserable, man. Like, buy stock. Like, buy something you don't like. Buy options. There's so many things to buy if it's
chase
just
the
about
hype.
money. Yeah.
Vending actually not that fun. I think you have to put a lot of work, you can't
Yeah.
just be like, oh, let me just go vend one day and think that you're going to be successful. This also leads into the next question. I think it's tied up together.
Yeah.
Somebody asking best advice for someone thinking of vending by themselves for the first time.
Yeah.
By themselves.
Yeah. So, I talked about it, right? And maybe we're an anomaly because I never got into this thinking that I had to like stack up this inventory just to do my first show. I just went right in with whatever I had. That's it, right? So yes, you should plan for inventory, but don't take it so like black and white.
Right.
Try it out. Worst case is you waste $150 for, I don't know, $130, $150 vendor table and you don't sell a thing.
Right.
Then right? The advice for, to wrap up, for new collectors and maybe want to one day vend, right, and be a vendor, again, enjoy what you enjoy and collect it. Don't take it so seriously. Obviously, it's inevitable that you're going to chase some of the top set, the hypes, right? It's pretty easy to figure out what moves in this market. And as long as you like it and it moves, just enjoy it. And for the vending part of it,
Yeah,
my
and
advice,
for the first time by themselves, okay? No partner, anything. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the question.
yeah, for the vending part, right? Two-pronged question here, right? What are some of the advice? Always be humble and learn, and not necessarily like specifically ask for people, because you might not make that connection in the beginning, but always don't be stubborn to think you know better than anything.
Right.
Just listen, pay attention to the market, and know when something's dying,
Yeah.
right? Tag team was dying. I moved right into modern, and I knew, right? I can sense it. Modern maybe started dying in the future. Then you got to figure out, like, okay, what to move into. A lot
Right.
of vendors are moving into sealed products right now because they don't know what's next. You got to pay attention and stay ahead. So always have conversation, listen, pay attention, and what people are doing. Now, for the second part of the question, if you're vending by yourself, what are some advice? Well, right now, the most important thing, be vigilant. It's a lot of unwanted attention also exists in this hobby, man. You know, robbery, stealing, scams, because there's a
Yeah.
lot of money at the end of the day.
Right.
Be vigilant, take it slow, always pay extra attention. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Right. And
Right.
and to add to that, I think you should also be careful with who you be friendly with. Also, I think
Who you trust.
Yeah, who you trust. Because honestly, at the end of the day, everybody's out there to make,
Somebody's a winner, somebody's a
Yeah.
loser.
and then just don't take it personal. I think that's really helpful. Don't take anything personal. It's business after all. You can avoid a lot of unwanted,
Yeah.
unnecessary thing if you just kind of keep your head cool and be calm, and if things doesn't work out, you walk away from it and be okay
Yeah.
with it.
And I think to the last point of first-time vendors, again, at the end of the day, man, you guys have to realize your collection and your inventory, right, is what you accumulated over time, maybe because you like them, maybe because you think they're valuable, is a collectible, right? So if you don't sell, you should feel empowered to feel okay. But like, I didn't make a sell today because the business transaction didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Walk away, live another day.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can literally do is not make a sell, and you go home with the card that you love because you bought and you collected what you enjoy. That's my philosophy every single time I go in and out of a show. Some of the vendor friends knows this particular quote. I always tell them, I never chase a card, because the moment I chase it, then I know I'm not in control, and I prefer to be in control, because it's not realistic for me to chase every card that I ever wanted or every card that I come across, right?
Yeah.
So I have to be okay to be like, you know what? That was a cool card, and it could have been a good deal, but it wasn't, and I'm okay at going home just looking at that internet picture of that Latios. I love that card, but I can't get it.
Or he get yelled by me.
That's right. Exactly. And you know what? Crazy part is I actually did have that card, and within 24 hours, I sold it. So again, sometimes when it makes sense, make the deal, strike the deal.
For sure. Ask around. Sometimes he goes too fast by himself, and then I'm there just
Yeah,
kind of
check
like,
me.
yeah, I checked him. I was like, hey, what are you doing with these stuff? Let me know now. So I think it just reoriented your goal, and sometimes it's helpful. I'm not the most helpful. I'm just there to interrogate him.
Yeah. Be a compass. So
Yeah. So next question is a fun one, actually. Most memorable highlight of your Pokemon journey.
Man, there's so many.
Memorable.
I think, what's your first? I got to think of mine.
Oh,
Do you
man,
have one?
I don't have one.
You don't have one? Man, you're like a void of information here.
Like you also forget I don't remember much of this.
What's my biggest one? There are many. honestly. But if I just try to pick one, maybe, I think. Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, that's a tough
That's a
one.
really tough question.
Yeah. This is from Poketini.
Yeah, thanks for giving me a hard question, buddy. Um, if I have to just pick one, I probably, maybe a little sentimental. I would say,
Okay.
oh yeah, yeah,
Get the
yeah.
tissue ready, guys.
No. I already know he's already like yeah.
Hoo, 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 hoo.
I do have to think like going back to the first time I traded a bunch of my cards that are basically like dollar binder cards, to Mark. And, he was so graciously, traded me with the Charizard. I added like $100 at the time because the card was like $300. It's kind of where is that right now. And he was also like, hey, I have 4 copies. Pick the copies you want. And he was like, oh, I think this one is really good. Why don't you take a look at it? Right? For him to, didn't have to do that transaction with me because knowing that he cuts a loss basically, right? And then on top of that, to give me the best copy that he has meant a lot to me, I think. So that's why I say like I was always like rock with him,
Bromance.
Yeah.
Some bromance over here,
No?
Mr. Moss.
Yeah. I think that shows the genuine generosity, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
right? That he and to some extent this hobby like provides. So that's the
Right.
really good part of
Yeah, no,
it.
for sure. He's a lovely person.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
You guys grew a lot from. I mean, it's not. When I say a lot, it's barely 6-7 months into it, guys.
And I think to an extent, the one memory to that question was not just that situation and it happened, but it also like it leads up to the fact that the people when I first entered the hobby, I was like, man, these guys are doing it at the highest level, and the people I kind of to some extent looked up to,
Yeah.
right? Mr. Moss, Trader John's, Tony TCG Banger, shout out to you as well. Cody, Trader Cody, and just all these people. And now for them, when I have conversation, they're like, yo, man, you really, really came up with your inventory, with your decision making in this short amount of time. And they're like, oh, we're proud of you. That's really cool. I think that's like, for me, a little pat myself on the back, right? Like I kind of made it. And, as long as I stick to this philosophy and not make any rash decision, I feel like I'm in a good space.
Yeah, it's like graduating elementary school.
Yeah, graduating to learn how to cook.
Right. Yeah, so that's crazy. For me, I think as you were speaking, I'm like trying to remember what's my most memorable highlights of
Getting invited to the TCG Table Podcast with the princesses
literally invited myself
of SoCal TCG.
I was like, you're missing one person. Let me be up there. Honestly, I think the most memorable is when I actually told you, I was like, hey, I want to really grow my NurseJoy Vibes brand.
I think so.
I've always vend under Alan's name, Pokémon Hero TCG. I don't remember when though, like that I want to really grow my brand one day.
I don't remember.
I think it was like a month. It's very recent, guy, where I'm just kind of like, well, I don't want to. My Instagram is nursejoyvibes, right? But I always known to be vending with Pokemon Hero as his wife, so I'm kind of like, well, I don't want to be always Pokemon Hero's wife. It's kind of stupid. It is stupid. I'm my own person. I think recently I'm like, hey, can you like really make a logo for me, please?
Yeah.
I actually should start having my own stickers. I only been giving out to Pokemon Hero TCG sticker. Now I want my own sticker. I want my own logo that speak to my brand and my
That
personality.
uses my money to make them.
And then I was like, oh, I want my own like tablecloth. I want my own banner. I want my own everything. Memorable highlight Pokemon journey is, I think that's when I'm kind of like, well, I'm in it
Yeah.
to run it.
I feel like you're going to have one coming up soon. We can't reveal it yet, but that's going to be the one. I can't reveal it, but stay tuned and it shall be revealed in the future.
Yes, it's one of the project I'm working on. I'm hoping to be
Correct.
able to, well, I think I talked
Clickbait, guys. Clickbait.
I talked about it last episode.
Not yet. We're marinating, guys.
We're marinating.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most memorable highlights
Yeah.
of my Pokemon journey, because it's starting my Pokemon journey. Really, really.
Her most memorable memory is getting to yell at me every week.
It's like, you need to do better. But yeah, I think that's.
Sell this car.
I think you have to agree, right? That's when
Yeah,
you're kind of like, well, you should really into it to really run it for a long time.
Yeah,
So
if you might as well.
yeah. Fun question. What's your favorite food and the next place you want to travel?
My favorite food is all you getting cooked by me. Just kidding. Favorite food, Japanese pasta. For those who never tried it, thinking it's regular pasta, you haven't lived.
No, you haven't lived. There's a restaurant down in San Diego, and there's also a restaurant in LA.
And restaurants in Japan, guys.
Yes. You have to try.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's a real thing.
My favorite food? I don't know. Korean barbecue? I feel like I always want to go eat Korean barbecue.
You just want Korean soup. You're a kimchi jjigae kind of person.
Yeah, I mean, I like Korean food in general.
Yeah.
I can eat Korean all day.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite food, guys. And next place we want to travel next.
Wow.
We don't have a next place because we always travel to Japan.
We do have a next place we want to travel, and it's one of the excuses why I'm doing a season here. Because right after this, October, we are going to Japan.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's the next place.
It's always going to be our next place to go because we haven't gone anywhere besides Japan for the last
Love Japan so much.
the last 2 years. Last year we went to Japan like 5 times. I don't know why.
Not enough.
So next place would be Japan, guys. We'll see you there if you're gonna be there. Okay, I think that's the end of all the questions. That I think that's good enough. Not good enough, but I think it's worth it because everything is like the same. So shout out to, I picked out the good question for us. Shout out to Poketini who put in questions. Shout out to Together We Collect. I don't know if we met in person yet. Shout out to Hearty Soup, TCG. Shout out to Project TCCG. And then Rips with Cal. Thank you guys for putting all these fun questions. We could not answer everybody question. We only picked out a couple ones that we feel like
we made up all the questions
that would align to our little episode here. So thank you for participating.
And before we go into the product showcase for the season finale, one more time, shout out to every guest that came on the show, believed in us. Mr. Moss, Big Bullet Blastoise, Coast Collectibles, Card Lab, and then who do we have? Sap Hype. We also have Royal Card TCG, and then we have Two Guns, Sigma Sellers, and then the ladies, the princesses of SoCal TCG. We have Sakura Steph.
We have Poke Anna Pools. We have Poke Butter and me, NurseJoy Vibes.
Yep. And then finally, this episode is just the two of us. So shout out to everybody. Thank you. Season 2 will be bigger than ever, and I'm trying to secure some amazing guests. Hopefully you guys will see the strive and the progress. I'm trying to lock it down, so I don't want to like give too much away until it's actually secure. So with that said, let's wrap this up with the product showcase. And we ran 2.5 hours almost. So you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first. All right, guys. My product showcase is going to be Tinka Ting, Tinka Tong, and Tinka Tough. Actually, if you don't know me already, Tinka Tong was actually one of the first cards that actually got me into collecting real cards beside, the dollar binder. I don't know. I don't know
Oh, I know.
how did I like come across
Oh,
her?
I know. This is your spirit Pokemon. Look at it.
Yeah, like
It's like you literally just like want to
it's
beat people up.
speak to me so much. I could be so nice, and then until you like make me so mad, I'm slowly transforming, and then I'll bring a hammer and kill you. I won't kill you. I'm just saying. I think I came across Tinka Tong somewhere in
The
one of
first
the
time you saw
show.
Tingatong was actually with Eric.
Yeah, I think I saw at Eric's cave.
Yeah, you're like,
And I
whoa,
was like, what is
this is
that?
it.
Like, pink hair, hello, it's me, with a hammer, woo. I think I fell in love with this card, and I'm like, wow, I need to have this card. I bought this card, and then I was looking for Tinka Tong and Tinka Tough, and then I think bought one of these guys, and then Mr. Moss actually got me other one. And he got me like a
Like a wrinkled version.
wrinkle
And he
version
didn't know.
of it.
And then you tortured him for like a month and a
And
half.
then it's so funny, Mr. Moss. He can't tell which one is which, so he just
Yeah,
he just buy me
exactly.
like multiple copy of same
And
one.
it's still the wrong one every
I know.
time.
But thank you so much trying to find me my cards. But yeah, these 3 slab journey to collecting.
Yeah.
I collected all version of Tinka Ting, Tinka Tong, Tinka Tough, promo, regular cards, anything. If you guys have them, send it my way. But I got 3 slab from Alan for my birthday in
Yeah.
August. So I have all 3 of them now. So I just want to showcase these. I'm very happy. I'm happy with my collection. Thank you, thank you.
All right. All
Your
right.
turn.
My turn. So I think this is a fitting end to the season. Well, I got 3 of them. So, as you guys can see here, I have the 2021 Pokemon Sword and Shield full art. I didn't notice that's full art here. Umbreon VMAX Evolving Skies Secret Rare. So, as you guys know, aka Moonbreon. When I first learned the whole spectrum of this hobby, this was the chase of the century, right? The chase of the modern era. And I looked at this card and I was just like, no freaking way in hell I would be able to ever spend this kind of money or afford this kind of card ever. And fast forward till when I've got my first one again, Mr. Moss. See how intricate he is into my life in the past 9 months?
God, I
I
can't
know.
get rid of him now.
I traded 19 Sea and Sky boxes to get the raw copy, and I graded that, and I came back at 10. That was my first holy grail, right? And again, when he told me, he's like, yo, just send everything out of PC. I was hesitating because it obviously was like hard earned, but I trust the process. And I was like, man, I'll probably never see this card ever again if I sell it. Sold it, traded into the poncho, right? And eventually, I just got 1 copy, got 2 copy, got 3 copy, and at one point I cycled through 5 copies.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
in a
remember
short
that.
matter of 1 month.
You just keep getting them from somewhere.
I keep getting them because I believe in them.
Yeah. Just
So
like the Bubble Mew.
that's right. So why is this important? I think again to a fitting end of the season, it's important for you guys as collector, as vendor, especially and when you're starting out. It is sometimes hard to let go of your personal collection. I totally understand that feeling, but also trust the process that if you make all the right decision, and it's important to make the right decision, obviously, and do your due diligence. You will, before this hobby goes back into a cave that nobody cares for and hobby dies out, if you will, or crashes, you will be able to make a lot of progress and I think this is a proof of that. I never would have thought I'd hold one, let alone holding three simultaneously. Just having it here, and I sold through like 2 or 3 other copies already at this point. So yeah, I'm super grateful, and I think this demonstrate evidently the progress you can make in short 9 months. So yeah, don't be afraid to make bold decision, calculated bold decision. So that's it right there, guys.
All right.
All right, guys.
I think we're closing off this episode. I think if you guys have any questions or more, anything you guys want to give advice for us, do comment down below. Do follow us, subscribe us, guys.
Yeah.
We on YouTube,
Spotify. So far, I think like now that I have some time, I'm gonna look into like maybe Apple Podcasts and other
Yeah.
medium that I can like finally like start throwing the audio form up. Yeah, guys, I think
We all platforms. So Pokemon Hero TCG actually has a YouTube that we don't have time to post anything, but do subscribe him on YouTube along with TCG Table Podcast. NurseJoy is on YouTube. I have nothing on there. I will try my best. I think I'm gonna try to start posting more like vendor POV. We on Instagram. We on TikTok. We're gonna try our best to be more active.
we in real life. Come say hi to us. Most important part.
We, if you want to meet us in November, we'll be at SoCal TCG. We'll be in Dallas Collector Expos. We'll be in Fort
All
Pasadena.
over the place, guys.
So if you ever want to come say hi to us, we post our schedule on our Instagram. So don't be afraid to come say hi. I love meeting new people.
All right, guys. Well, this wraps up season 1. And again, we truly thank you for your listening and your enjoyment. We'll see you guys soon in season 2, bigger than ever. Okay, guys?
Send us questions, comments, anything you guys want to know. We are
Out.
ready.
Peace.
1, 2, 3, done.